Star Report. I'm your host, Star. Monday evening, welcome to the show. The title, Mass Shooting Near Marathon Burger, opening in Long Beach, California. Now, you can say deadly shooting, mass shooting. We've got lowlifes, degenerates, subhumans shooting in public with no regard for human life. So I'm saying mass shooting. These animals on two legs need to be dealt with in similar fashion to terrorist. And I want to go a little deeper this evening, and I want to present a question to you. This may be a reach, but as I always do, I'm going to try and tie two ends of a rope together to see if it works. Give me a second. I'll give you my question, but I want to first talk about the shooting at Nipsey Hussle's Marathon Burger. His family was there. I even saw Stevie Wonder inside the goddamn restaurant. Yeah, we know Snoop was there and a bunch of other rappers, but Stevie Wonder was there, sitting at the counter. And you black animals are shooting outside. Now, this was all, in my opinion, connected to the grand opening. Gang members. It's gangland. The story that I got was that somebody was woofing and barking, and other people were trying to calm that person down. And then the proprietors from Marathon Burger tried to escort that person away from the establishment. And then when they thought that the person was, in a safe space, then the other animals ran down. Pow, 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 pow. As black people do today. You can't party around black people. You can't have fun around black people. And let's be clear. The black people of today are not the black people of yesteryear. So many of you, I know you mean well when you make reference to the black inventors and the engineers, physicists, scientists, and so on and so forth. But those were black people, real black people. Today, those black people would not claim today's black people. Stop trying to connect yourself to Nefertiti and other, pharaohs in Egypt and other places of the world. They would not claim today's black people here in America. If you touched one of their cats, if you touched Cleopatra's cat, back in those days, she would have you flogged and set on fire. Showrunner, the movie Scream 7, I watched it yesterday. Beautiful bullshit. Beautiful bullshit. I want us to talk about Scream 7. Nev Campbell still looking, decent. And the movie itself, I said, why am I watching this? But it's a formula that works. Hell, I saw Friday the 13th in the movie theaters, the first one, whatever year that was. Halloween, all those films, it's a formula that works. So I do want to talk about this subgenre and black horror films a little bit later. But let's focus again. Main topic, mass shooting near Marathon Burger. We'll get to America and Israel bombing Iran. Kids, I'm not too sure about that because even though I voted for Trump 3 times, we are affecting China's oil supply. Good afternoon, troll babies. This yes? Many of you are better educated than I. We are affecting China's oil supply, crude oil. So at some point, China's going to have to say, hey, we got a problem. And the problem is you're costing us money and you're trying to drive our economy into the ground. So we're going to clap back, if you ask me, all right? Okay, thank you for stopping by this early afternoon. Today has not been a good day for me. Let me take a sip of my Corona. It's the end of an era for those who care. Squirrel Party is no more. My Squirrel Party channel, as you should know, I'm moving back to New York City, to Manhattan, to be precise. I've already got an apartment waiting for me in the Sutton Place area. And the Squirrel Party channel, I'm going to have to either take those videos down, put them on private something, but the channel is being flipped. So I'm kind of in a weird space. All right. Okay, I got some notes here. Give me a second.
Now to developing news in Long Beach, where one person is dead and 2 others are injured after gunfire disrupts the grand opening of a restaurant founded by the family of late rapper Nipsey Hussle. Now, the opening ceremony was attended by the Long Beach mayor, Rex Richardson. Rapper Snoop Dogg was there.
And tonight, law enforcement remains on the scene there as a search for a suspect. KTLA's Rachel Benetoff is live in Long Beach with the latest developments tonight. Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Karine. Hi, Rick. Yes, the circumstances surrounding the shooting, a motive or information about a suspect or suspects isn't known right now. What we can see is this large police presence in the heart of downtown Long Beach at Pine and Broadway. We're right near the convention center. A lot of people out and about tonight. And as you mentioned, this was supposed to be a day of celebration, the opening of a brand new restaurant, and instead it ended in gunfire. One person is dead, 2 others are injured after a daytime shooting in downtown Long Beach. It happened around 3:30 Sunday afternoon near the late rapper Nipsey Hussle's Marathon Burger restaurant around the time of its grand opening at a new location on West Pine.
We're here at Marathon Burger here in the city of Long Beach.
Long Beach Mayor Rex Richardson posted the celebratory ribbon cutting to his Instagram account. Long lines of people gathered outside to watch. Snoop Dogg, a financial partner in the fast food chain, was also there. He's been influential in bringing the eatery to Long Beach, now its 3rd location. Not too long after this, and about a half a mile away, witnesses say shots rang out.
Shots are being fired right now.
More people are running about 10, 15 seconds later. The whole wave of people that ran down there ran all the way back. It was literally chaos for like 10, 15 seconds. I ducked behind one of the little boards that you take photos on right there.
3 people in total were taken to the hospital. That's where 1 person died. 2 others are apparently in stable condition. A spokesperson for Marathon Burger says the shooting wasn't connected to the event and the opening proceeded safely and without issue.
You would hope that this would actually bring the community together. Let's not let this, event or situation, discredit anything good that happened today.
And according to police, no one is in custody right now. The mayor of Long Beach condemned the shooting, saying he will not allow violence to define the downtown area or undermine the progress that they're making. That's the very latest tonight from Long Beach. I'm Rachel Menetoff. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Rachel, thank you.
Okay, that was this weekend, Long Beach, California. I've been there. You know this already. Beautiful place. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. And the area where Snoop D-O-double-G is from, it's very small. So it's not like, these maggots are all over the goddamn place. Long Beach, California. Did they think it was acceptable, that type of behavior? Okay. It's a Black Fatigue Monday. Now, let me just say this for those of you who are new to the show. When I go in on white people, you don't really chime in. I mean, there are some people who take part of the conversation, but I'm concerned about Black fatigue because I can get caught up, as I have in the past, with, the degenerates that we see amongst us doing the most, all right? All right, also, guys, the film Scream 7, I got to print out some of the Wikipedia information. When did Scream 6 come out and Scream 5? The new one is doing great. The box office numbers, I watched it on the free movie website. Oh, I canceled my Netflix account again. Oh, I see we have some people in the queue. Sit tight. Skylar Saunders, sit tight, sir. I see Skylar. Let me get right to you and a few other people. Okay. Now, let me play one more video with regards to the main topic, mass shooting near Marathon Burger opening in Long Beach, California. Thank you to the 3 people who sent me this email or the audio that I'm about to play. And one of the people says, Mr. Terrain, thank you for, doing what you do. I remember you played this 23 years ago on the radio, and I did. This is not AI. Let me find the clip here. Hold on a second. Now, I want to ask you first, and this is just a random question. Are the Nation of Islam the original drill rappers? Swallow that for a second. Are the Nation of Islam the original drill rappers? Now, they went on drills. Minister Louis Farrakhan, he apologized to Mike Wallace on 60 Minutes, for those of you who know the history. But let me just play this.
Don't jump up against a divine messenger of God like he did. He asked to die. And God obliged him. No, you don't understand. Like someone said, did you Muslims kill Malcolm? So the messenger said, and what if we did? He said, what if we did? Have you ever seen a leader scandalized like Malcolm scandalized Muhammad? Have you ever heard of anything like that? Don't you know if you scandalize a man who's loved and honored by the people, what are you asking for? You're asking for death. And he got what he asked for. And those who killed him, they weren't sneaking behind no damn counter. They came in the place where the man was preaching and killed him in front of his own followers. That's fearless men. And those who were there to guard him, they were ducking. Damn cowardly dogs. Ducking and running under poles instead of trying to protect the man. And you say it's your leader? You damn punk, you don't have no leader.
Stop right there. Can you guys hear that audio? Can you hear it? We're going to talk this evening. Now, you can say, no, Star. The black man learned from the white man, the dirty Dagos, the WAPs. They used to call them WAPs. Pay attention. What does WAP stand for with regards to the Italians? Without papers. Italians, I don't want to go too far left here, but were used like slaves to dig the New York City subway tunnels. So you can say, no, Star. The drill rappers of today and the other black people, they learn from white people. Okay. I'm not going to say you're wrong, but listen again. I'm going to play it again. Minister Louis Farrakhan. Now, he apologized for this audio. We played this before years ago on the Storm Buck Wild show. He calls the men who shot Malcolm X fearless. And the men who protected him, cowardly dogs. And then he makes reference to what the messenger, in his words, may have said.
If he's your leader, why the hell would you stand up for him? Now all of a sudden they can serve you a dead man on a platter. And you eat him up as your leader, not knowing nothing about him while he was alive and know less about him now that he's dead. Malcolm's momentum carried him to his death.
Okay, Star Report. I think we have enough on the table here to have a healthy discussion, all right? Thank you for your donations. And again, I'm not trying to excuse the behavior of the shooter or shooters out in Long Beach, California, but, we look to our parents, our uncles, and our aunties, right? For morals, ethics, and values. Let me go to the phone lines here. Area code 619. Good evening. You're my first caller. Please watch the language. Are you there? 619.
Yeah, I'm here, Star. And first, I want to give you a back scratcher because you reaching.
Yes.
With the.
Watch the language, sir, or I will get you out of here. Watch the language.
I'm not cussing.
Okay.
I didn't curse.
Okay. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
I said you're reaching with the Farrakhan.
Yes.
I think Farrakhan was speaking in the context of a nation dealing with a traitor, and not in the context of where you're trying to put it to. I think the kids of today.
Well, hang on a second, sir. I'm so glad you started out with that. Was Malcolm X a traitor? Was he a traitor?
In the context of him being a part of a nation, and
sir, it's yes or no. Sir, it's yes or no. Was Malcolm X a traitor? Was he a rat and a snitch?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I'm not trying.
If you put it in if you put it in a certain context, I would have to say yes.
Okay.
That's just the way the chips fall.
Come on.
Now, also, with the kids today, you got to understand, Nipsey Hussle was a Crip.
Mm-hmm.
So anything that you try to promote, you're still promoting the culture of Cripping. So anything that they have, that's what's going to attend, and that's what's going to be there. And a lot of people knows that. So you think just because it's a burger opening that somebody shouldn't get killed? We got to look at the culture that's been promoted here. And when you take a look at the culture, then it don't surprise you that at these type of events things happen. I don't understand what everybody's surprised by.
Can I respond? And you might be right. I might be reaching, but I am the objective hater here, so I need to put things on the table so we can have a healthy discussion. You're right.
And you were doing a fine job of hating today.
Thank you, sir. Now you're right about Nipsey. He was crippin', but he was a nice guy. I met him. I sat and I talked with him. Very smart.
Okay,
can I respond, sir? Can I respond? Then I'll go back to you.
Just because you're...
Sir, can I respond like you spoke? Can I respond?
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. But you're right. Everything's going to be gang related. With regards to the shooting, I mean, I don't have any official word. I'm just going by the little scraps of information that I heard. But should there not have been some type of more police presence, security? I mean, Long Beach, California, man. I mean, that's still gangland. I mean, I'm appalled that this even took place in broad daylight. Go ahead.
Yeah, you should take that up with the mayor and not your fans, because the fans are just going to be a part of the culture and do what Crips do. Also, did you have a chance to look at the Yasmin Fuller documentary she did on her son over the...
Sir, your phone's breaking up. Can you make the adjustments? I want to hear what you're saying.
I said, did you ever have a chance to listen to the Yasmin Fuller documentary? Watch the documentary that she did.
Sir, I want to stay focused right here unless you want to make a point. I want to thoroughly address this. I don't want to put too much on the table. So now, is anything going to change out there, or should this just be expected? As you said, people shouldn't be surprised.
I think for a while it should be expected when you go to a certain element. When certain things are being hosted by certain people, then you got to expect certain things to happen. I mean, I don't know what's so shocking about it.
I don't think,
and I don't know what the uproar is. Because you're inviting this type of behavior. Because, like I said, you got to look at the foundation of what it's standing on, and it's standing on gang element.
Okay.
And no matter how nice you thought Nipsey Hussle was, he also was a Crip, and he represented it well.
Facts.
He represented it well, and that's what a lot of Crips are proud of, is the way he did Crip.
Yeah.
So that's always going to be the element of anything that involves Nipsey Hussle, because that's what he was through and through.
Can I throw something at you, sir? Pause. Can I just throw something?
Of course.
You sound like a man.
Go ahead.
You sound like a man of knowledge. Can I reach a little bit more? Because,
Go ahead.
The nation, they were laying niggas down Soul Brothers style. You heard the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And that's not the first time he addressed the killing of Malcolm X. There's another speech that I used to play on the radio show called Hard Trials Are Necessary to Establish the Truth. I think, as much as I love the teachings of the messenger, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he may have pushed a button on Master Fard Muhammad and got him out the way. What do you think about that?
I thought the Master Fard was his teacher, and he just disappeared. I think that's very interesting. I'm gonna have to, you know, I don't know that much to know.
Stay with me, sir. Can I ramble?
I know that Master Fard.
Sir, can I ramble? Stay with me. Can I ramble?
Yeah.
Can I just ramble?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Can I make one point real quick?
Can I speak? I'm gonna let you speak. Just give me a second. I'm slow.
I'm slow.
Just hang up.
Okay.
You know, Master Fard Muhammad phenotypically was Caucasian. He is the founder, the sole founder of the Nation of Islam, right? Master Fard Muhammad.
Yes.
Okay. Elijah Poole, a.k.a. Elijah Muhammad, I have no proof, may have pushed a button on him and got him out the way and took over. Elijah Muhammad, no matter what we say about him, was a hell of a businessman. Hospitals, supermarkets, all sorts of things. He was not a great speaker. All we know is that Master Fard Muhammad disappeared. I think, again, Elijah Muhammad may have pushed a button. Back in those days, murdering somebody was nothing. Go ahead, sir, land your plane. Take your time.
I would like to say that it's funny how this show is comparing Nipsey, and then you also bringing in Malcolm X with the Farrakhan situation, because there's a parallel here.
Uh-oh.
The way that Nipsey passed away, and
well, you said I was reaching.
The way.
Now you get.
Well, you are reaching, sir, but I think you all right. But anyway, there's a parallel here on how they both went out, and they both had doings with organizations that allegedly took them out. So I see that parallel here. That's very interesting.
Can I ask you one more question before you go, and then I'll let you land your plane? One more question.
Go ahead, sir.
Did the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan push the button on Dr. Khalid Muhammad? You see, Minister Farrakhan had.
I believe.
Hold on. He must have learned that from somewhere. You know, you don't just push a button on a nigga. When you have the power and the people in your hands, you get high off the power. I have no proof, but do you think the Honorable Minister Farrakhan pushed the button on Dr. Khalid Muhammad? Got him up out of here.
I would have to say this. I think you're on to something. Do I know? No, I don't know. Of course I don't know, but that's an interesting point to make.
I appreciate the call, sir. Salute. Thank you for joining in. Thank you.
All right, salute.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm just rambling. Troll babies, if you were Elijah Muhammad and a white man was the founder of the Nation of Islam, and you know, you're looking at him with his straight hair, and you start to thinking, well, how about I just get him the fuck up out the way and take this shit? Give it a whole new direction. I got ideas. I got business moves to make. A little bit later, I want to talk to you about the speeches of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and how he impacted black people once upon a time. Hold on a second. Area code 202. Good evening. Please watch the language. Are you there? 202.
Yes, I am. I'm here.
Yes, sir. How are you? Where do you want to start?
All right. I wanted to elaborate on the black on black crime in regards to all these shootings.
Please.
And the reason why we do what we do. Well, I don't want to say too much in regards to putting I'll just say this: Revelation 2939 are the reason why we have our problems, and they're doing it on purpose because they want to demonize our race, and they want to send us a market for deletion. And you're watching in real time, and I believe that in the near coming future that they're going to put us on camps, and they're going to have all the receipts of all the different times we did different things, like on the airports with the cruise ships, and all, like you said, the marathon grill shooting and all these different things. They're going to have all the receipts. And they're going to say, these people, just like they did to the other people, the other people doing it, they're going to do it to us. And they're going to wipe us out, man. I really believe that. I mean, then you go ahead and talk with and then I'll respond back to what you got to say about that.
I have no problem with anything that you've just said. If that's what you truly believe, I'm hearing you out. I'm appalled by the actions of a lot of young people today, not just black, white and Hispanic as well. I'm a little more concerned about the blacks because I align with them in many different ways. And, we can be caught up in sweeps and be mistaken for certain behavior and profile. So I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying, but never mind my theory about the Nation of Islam possibly being the first drill rappers. Do you see anything happening to slow down or deal with the types of shootings that we just heard about at the Marathon Burger and other eateries and establishments?
Well, glad you brought that up. I believe, this is my opinion, so I believe that crime, with the technology they have now, they want people to do this. Because crime is about to be, you're about to see crime almost like, it's always going to be people breaking the law because of starvation or whatever, but you're about to see the end of crime with the technology, with the Palantir and all that type of stuff, the data mining, they're watching everything.
Okay.
So I can guarantee you they knew who did that shooting. And I can guarantee you within a couple of days, they're going to find everybody who did something. Okay. Because one thing about us, we emotional, we keep the phones on us, and they get tracked with the phones, etc. Okay. But this is my point. The point is that, I don't know if you notice this, rap is dead. So the people who I was talking about, Revelation 2939, they crashed it.
Right.
And the last music they allowed to go down with it was the female rappers and the drill music.
Okay.
And that's what killed it. You know what I'm saying? And so with that.
Well, hang on a second. Since you brought it up, do you think that the black babies in Chicago, the home of drill rap, do you think they learned from the Nation of Islam? They've been going on drills, sir.
Well, not even just the Nation of Islam, Chicago politics, period. Like, the gangs of Chicago been around since the 60s and 70s.
Okay.
And all that, and it was crazy that you say that the fact that listen to this person's voice when somebody's calling. Can you are you still there?
I can hear you, sir. Go ahead and land your plane, please.
Okay. All right. So my point is, if you trace it back, it all goes back to the mosque, because you got to look at the guys that came to D.C. from Philly that came down from Temple Number 12.
Okay.
And did the same thing to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's folks. So that's stuff. If you look at it can't, yes, I agree 110% with that point, because then you got to know this, right? Guess who started? Who's deeply involved in the Nation of Islam? Scientology. L. Ron Hubbard. Look it up.
Well, that came in later via Minister Louis Farrakhan, but I'm talking about the origins, and I haven't even gotten to the messenger yet and how he used to speak. See, unless you study his old speeches and Savior's Day, the things that came out of his mouth would motivate, the average black man. But listen, I appreciate the call, man. Anything else? You good?
Well, no. This one thing, man. Just know that it ain't about race. It's about family, man. Worry about your family. Don't worry about your race. Worry about your family.
I appreciate it.
That's all I got to say.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. There he is, Gangsta of Love. Good to hear from you, sir. Monday evening. Gangsta of Love.
Star, the big homie.
Yes,
how you doing, sir? You doing all right?
I'm good to hear from you. Where do you want to start, sir?
So I wanted to tap in on Minister Farrakhan. He being a great orator and would give a lot of speeches, but what people don't realize is that he would give a lot of ominous speeches with hidden context in them, a lot of insidious, harmful effects for the one that you just played with Brother Malcolm. So as far as you saying that Chicago drill rap started in Chicago, That I can't say, but I do know that Minister Farrakhan, being a man who is extremely well spoken, and if you just listen to what he says, he's kind of speaking in code. So I definitely believe that was kind of the mark set out there to get rid of Brother Malcolm.
Well, now I used to study Nation of Islam tapes, magazines, so on and so forth, and I'm going to say it again. Sister Shahrazad Ali was one of my consultants. I used to pay her, and she would put together really strong, good packages of literature and other things from the old days of the Nation of Islam. So maybe there's no connection. Maybe Star's just rambling again. But the babies, we can't just say that the babies learn from white people, you know? If there's an old saying, if you knew better, you do better. Are we just going to blame hip-hop? Are we going to just say, well, you know, this is society? Where did they get this thinking that it's okay to run amok, to do whatever needs to be done to settle a difference? Please.
You know, Chicago has been, quote, I think Chicago is more gangland than LA. You know, me being an LA native, and I'm gonna get back to that, but Chicago is a very small, compact area, and it's really only ran, at least when I would go visit my cousins, by the GDs and the folks. So you're pretty much in gangland, and you're always having a very competitive situations. So I mean, hey, when guns are there in the city, how do you solve them? And then the drug trade, and then everything else that goes on with, I guess you can say, racketeering and just the whole cool gangster lifestyle. You have to eliminate your enemies in order to push your gang forward. So I think that's just the culture of Chicago, it being so close knit.
Can I throw you a curveball?
Being knocked down.
Can I throw you a curveball?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm telling you, it's a curveball. Is Minister Louis Farrakhan an honorable foundational Black American? Honorable foundational Black American.
He is accepted as one, but if I'm not mistaken, his background is from the islands. So, but he has a lot.
Can you Google, sir? I got time today.
Okay, let me Google. Where is he from? He's from the islands. I do know. I don't know which one, but let me look it up.
I know he's from the islands, but I want to be fair. I don't want to just kick the man's back in. He's done some phenomenal work, you know. But you know, I think he's a gangster. In my opinion, he's a gangster, nationwide gangster.
So it actually says that he was born in New York City, and he is the immigrant of parents from the Caribbean. Or his mother was from St. Kitts, so Catition and Jamaican. So he is an honorary FBA. Well, he's an FBA. He was born here. At one time, I studied the nation, but
hang on. Now you are FBA, sir. Minister Farrakhan's parents were not working in the fields in the South, and nor were they sharecroppers. So let's slow down with just giving him the title FBA. I'm not trying to dump on the man, but I'm just asking, would he be technically an honorary FBA? You just did the background, the research and background.
He would be an honorary, and the reason is, you know as well as I do, how many FBAs have fallen into being Muslims, like FOA, NOI, like he basically has a lot of power and control. So I would definitely give him credit for being an honorary FBA, without a doubt.
I have no problem with him being an honorary FBA, but you know, them old St. Kitts Black folk, very high yellow, you know, they were gangster. But anyway, all right. So I'm just talking about the shooting in the Marathon Burger, and I also asked about the film Scream 7. You have to speed Scream 7, or might you want to discuss the first EMT service in America? It's up to you before you go.
Let me go home to my native of LA with the Marathon Burger. So I don't know why people have a perplexed view of what really transpired in LA. You know, gang members don't go to events in California with a equanimous view. Like when you're in LA, everything is gang related. It doesn't matter if you're not in a gang. Like, I would say 60 to 45% of people are gang affiliated, either directly or indirectly. So you just have to understand that when you're in LA, it's gangland, and this is the rules of it. It's been like that since the 60s, and it's still like that today. Okay. Has it declined in murders? It has. But, you know, my favorite quote from the movie Colors is, that's just the way the world is. That say, always is, always will.
I appreciate the call. Thank you, gang.
Yes, sir.
Love. Thank you. All right. Guys, we can take the whole Minister Farrakhan NOI discussion off the table. I just wanted to throw something at you and open up the discussion because it's a little too easy to keep blaming white people, you know? The greatest power is influence. You know this already. Hey, on the screen, showrunner, www.gocreditwiz.com. That's one of my sponsors. In the community section, if you have any trouble understanding credit, this is one of the best platforms to go to. They have been a sponsor of mine for months and months and months, maybe 2 years to be precise. You can get a free consultation. They'll talk to you. And sometimes you need someone to just talk to. Don't fall into just signing up for anything that sounds like they can straighten out your credit. They will talk to you, and that's what you need. Somebody on the phone to give you a firm understanding of the do's and the don'ts, all right? All right, sit tight in the phone queue. I see you guys sitting there. Hey, anybody from Trinidad and Tobago? I've known this over the years, but, you know, I was thinking about maybe, I don't know if I'm going to buy something there, but maybe going, I've never been to Trinidad and Tobago. But do they still have the laws where profanity, if you curse in public, you can go to jail? Is that still a thing in Trinidad? I love that. Huh? I think it was Foxy Brown or Biggie either got arrested in, I think it was in Jamaica. I don't think it was in Trinidad, for getting on stage and cursing back in the days. I may have to go to Trinidad. Somebody get to cursing in public. Excuse me, mind your tongue or else. Mind your tongue. Is that still a thing in Trinidad? Uh-oh, is that who I think it is? Tapping on a Monday evening. Detroit Ziggy, is that you?
Capo tutti capi. How are you, Star?
Hey, what's up, man? Good. What do you want to start? We're all over the place. A few topics. What do you want?
Star, that's the issue. That's why when I call in, Star, I'm all over the place with you.
Okay.
Star, Dennis Hopper, Christopher Walken,
classic.
The Sicilian scene in the movie True Romance. Classic. And I think that describes the relationship today, Star, with traditional Italians or Sicilians, whatever category. You know, there's a little bit of drama with that too, but whatever category you want to describe yourself, there looks like there is a relationship with modern day African American culture to what was going on 100 years ago. Al Capone had a switch on his Tommy gun 100 years ago. It had 100 rounds on it too. You know, he was using it then.
Can I jump in for a second, Detroit Ziggy? Let me just
go ahead.
Now, I want us to go back to the mass shooting in California, but Al Capone, like John Gotti, was not Sicilian. Do you know that?
Correct. Al Capone was from Naples. He was
Neapolitan.
Correct.
Yeah. But now
the Mad Hatters. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but hold on. So I mean, I don't really want to focus on blacks and Italians. I'm asking the question more so: is the Nation of Islam the original drill rappers? Oh, it's easy to say. It's a little too easy. Oh yeah, we learned from the Italians. Yeah, but in more modern times, you know, the examples set by them, and then the bold, brash statements from Minister Farrakhan, which he did apologize for. Did you know that? He sat with Mike Wallace on 60 Minutes and apologized.
I believe I don't recall the interview, but I do. You know, a fond person I am of a Farrakhan, and I do believe he used some of those Chicago tactics. He was a buffer, and I do believe, yeah, I think he took out Malcolm X. But it was
hang on. We have no proof that he did it himself. Let's slow down. But it was
right, of course not.
It was the grimy niggas in Newark, New Jersey.
Yeah,
they
pushed
him. Well, let's go back. Let's go back.
Yeah, okay.
The deadly shooting, the Marathon Burger grand opening, Long Beach, California. It's Monday. I've got black fatigue already. What say you, Ziggy?
I have fever on black fatigue Monday, Star, and it's unfortunate. It's all too common. And Star, you might be surprised. This white boy knows a lot about Long Beach, California. There's only 2 Crip gangs in Long Beach, right. Star. It's the 20s and insane Crips, and there's a lot of Asian gangs. They for the most part, Star, they all live peacefully in common. There's not that much violence like there is north of there in Los Angeles, correct?
Right.
So
I spent some time there. I spent time in Long Beach. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think there might be some issues with a vacuum now with what happened with the leader of Nipsey's old former gang, and I think the culture is there, and I think the Rolling 60s are not welcomed in Long Beach, California. I don't think they want any of that energy there.
We could have a discussion about gangs all day, but at some point, something has to be done to figure out how to stop these people from doing what they're doing in public. This is a mass shooting. There's no regard for human life, and I'm concerned. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and Sam or Nipsey's brother. Yeah, I'm sure they have good intentions. I'm sure they do, but the public can't keep going through this every time they open up a new goddamn Marathon Burger. What say you?
Star, it doesn't happen when they open up a Starbucks or any other establishment, Star, and it's unfortunate. This is why people have black fatigue, Star, and again, I'm going to reiterate what I've said. The past 6 years, these 3 words have brought the culture to light. You can't blame the color of anybody's skin today, Star. It's defund the police. So that has allowed people.
I don't support defunding police. I think we need more cops. But,
no, I agree. I think soon we're going to be having more jails. And you mentioned camps and other color and segregated areas, and I think people are getting pushed that direction right now, Star. Right, and it's happening. Other cultures are unfortunately taking over the African American race in every city you go to. You're getting muted out, Star. It's happening.
All right.
Somalians and Hispanic Americans are taking over all of your cities. Period.
Okay, now listen, Ziggy, good to talk to you. Now, when I go in on white people, I want you on the line here because tomorrow I want to talk about white fatigue. I'm sick of white people in these goddamn HOA, the gated communities. White people are doing too much, right, Ziggy?
Yes, that is organized crime within
organized
itself.
Crime.
I'd love to have a topic with you. Can I land my plane on something, Star? I love your knowledge on organized crime. Yeah. You mentioned the Mad Hatter. You mentioned the Tommy gun, and you're right, Star. This culture has been adapted. Cook County, Chicago adapted to gang culture, and that's why it's still the most corrupt city in these United States. And they inherited that from the Al Capones, the Larry Hoovers of the nature, and they used those street tactics within politics. Star, you remember The Wire and how everything worked within The Wire?
Yeah.
It's all coming to light. Everything comes into play. So,
all right.
Great show, Star. Keep it up. Be more diversified on all the topics. Great show. Thank you.
Talk to you soon. Okay. All right. Detroit Ziggy. Hi, Miriam. Thank you for your donation, darling. Jamal, I would love for someone to call in and talk about the Scream franchise. I I lost track when I saw Scream 7, the thumbnail on the free movie website. I said, let me watch this nonsense. Nonsense it is, but it did great at the box office. Maurice, I got your donations. So are you calling in? If not, thank you so much. Maurice says, great show. Thank you for the enlightenment. Well, listen, I'm just rambling. Hey, Tiffany. Tiffany says, thank you for bringing us Squirrel Party. Yeah, I'm going to miss the squirrels, but I got to move back up north. And I'm not going to be dealing with New York City pigeons. Oh, my God, they're dirty. And the squirrels up in New York, the New York Tri-State, are vicious. Anybody from the Bronx in that live chat? Holy shit. I had a squirrel. I told you this before. Mulally Park near the old Yankee Stadium. Goddamn squirrel. I'm cleaning out my truck. Goddamn squirrel jumps onto the to the big trash can that was chained to the tree. And I was getting ready to put a donut in the garbage. The squirrel looks at me and lunges at me for the goddamn donut. I said, whoa! I can't read your name. Is it Crypto? Crypto says, funny how everybody just hates on so-called black people like we're all raised the same. That's a good comment. No, sir, we're not hating on black people. We're hating on the low-life niggers. Low-life niggers, sir. There is a difference, Feel free to call in. Thank you for your comment. Blade, what's going on, Blade? I got your message. Those niggas were letting off more rounds outside Marathon Burger as Star was letting off. Okay, easy. He's trying to snitch. Easy. Area code 567. Good evening. Please watch the language. Are you there? 567.
Yeah, Star. Duke. I'm in Ohio. It's my first time calling in.
Okay.
I want to speak about the shooting in Los Angeles.
Yes, sir. Well, Long Beach, California.
Yeah, Long Beach. So one thing I don't understand is if there's 100 people out there and they're all being productive members of society, how is it that the actions of a small amount of people, how is that reflective on all the people that's out there? That's one thing I'm starting not to understand is like, for whatever reason, a small amount of black people are overly represented for the entire race of all black people. That doesn't make any sense to me. It's 41 million black people here in the United States. If a small percentage of black people are out here being degenerates and lowlives, how is that a reflection on the other 41 million people that's here in the United States? That doesn't make any sense to me. And based on the...
Do you want my opinion or should I just let you talk?
Oh, I'm sorry, Star. You can go ahead and talk.
No, I'm fine letting you speak. I just, I wanted to try and respond to what you said. The niggers are winning, sir. They're winning the battle. They haven't won the war, but the niggers are winning. And the niggers, they have something called social media where they can influence other niggers to be proud to be ignorant. See, the niggers don't like to read. They don't like to study. They don't like to do research. The niggers are, keyboard killers and mousepad mobsters. They don't want to go to any place of historical importance. They just want to sit back and attack anybody who's being productive. So with the place like Long Beach, California, which, has been gentrified, it's beautiful. I mean, I've spoken about it multiple times. So they can get in there, pull out a firearm and shake it up and get hardworking, law-abiding, tax-paying people to scramble like 2 eggs on Sunday morning. That's my opinion, but go ahead.
I see what you're saying. But if you listen to what the reporter says...
Sir, your phone's breaking up. Can you make the adjustment so we can hear you? Your phone's breaking up.
I don't know what I could do. I'm not on mute. I mean, I don't have any devices or anything.
Okay, go ahead. Well, go ahead. You were saying?
Can you still hear me?
I will try. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. But If my phone messes up, you could just hang up on me. It's okay.
Okay.
But the lady who reported, she said that it had nothing to do with the actual store opening. It was just by there, but they put it out there as if it was the marathon and they couldn't open up a business without it shooting it. If you go back and listen to it, she did say that. She did say that it had something to do with the people that were actually there. She said it was just by there and it had nothing to do with it, and they proceeded on like nothing else happened. So again, for some reason, the small amount, like you said, they're winning, but they're just being the spotlight is put it on them, and it's making everybody else who are productive members of society, the black people who are productive members of society, because again, there's 41 million of us. It isn't like it's only like 10,000 of us, and half of us or 90% of us are out here doing this type of stuff. They're overrepresented in the news, in the media, and by these radical, far right wing commentators, as if that's all of us. That is not all of us. We all don't do that. And for some reason, I don't know why we're the only group who's represented like that, because when they talk about slavery, oh, well, only a small amount of white people own slaves, so you can't be mad at all white people. Okay, well, then only a small amount of black people are committing crimes, but y'all act like this is every single last one of us. It doesn't make any sense. We're the only people that sell to that type of standard, and nobody else is.
I hear you. Listen, I'm not saying I'm right, but there appears to be a problem when large amounts of black people get together. Me personally, I feel unsafe around large gatherings, and it wasn't always like that. Back in the 70s and the 80s, I loved going to Madison Square Garden and other places to see concerts, cookouts. Oh my God! And anybody from Jersey? What was it? Orange Park? I think it was called Orange Park. Black people used to gather for different cookouts and things. You didn't have to worry about the place getting shot up. So I don't have the answer. I'm just rambling, but I'll let you land your plane. But let me ask you this. Do we know of white restaurants that get shot up when white people are doing grand openings?
I don't know. And again, that restaurant, that had nothing to do with the shooting. But I see what you're saying.
Says who, sir? Sir. Says who?
What do you mean? What do you mean by says who?
I have very good information that the shooting was directly related to the restaurant because there were too many gang members. If I have to even be specific, it was some guys from the 80s. Who told you, and who do you believe this says that has nothing to do with the restaurant? Who's your source?
The lady who reported it, she said that it happened nearby. It didn't have anything to do with the restaurant. That's
the lady from what platform, sir? Sir, what platform? The lady
from the video that you showed.
Yeah. Mainstream news.
If you want to
no, mainstream news. They don't. Mainstream news is last to get the details now. But go ahead, finish up.
That's it. That's all I have to say, man. It's my first time calling in. I appreciate you taking my call.
Yes, sir. Thank you. All right. Hold on, guys. Peace. Are you calling in? Okay, folks, just send me an email when you're on the line. If I know you, I don't check the phone like that. Just send an email and say, "Start them on the line." Guys, let me ramble here for a second. Scream 7. Let me pull this up. Scream 7. I would love for someone to call in and educate me on this wonderful piece of bullshit. But it's doing really well in the goddamn theaters, okay? This is called a slasher film, for those who don't know the genre, slasher film. So the following, okay, it's got all the other different Scream films here. Scream film series. Give me a second. When did the first one come out? Scream. Okay, December 1996. Okay. Scream 2 came out 1997. Scream 3, the year 2000. Scream 4, 2011. And then they just called, I guess number 5 was just Scream, 2022. I don't know the full history. I mean, it's not really my type of movie. I've seen most of these with different girlfriends. And as I said to you, I saw the first Friday the 13th in the goddamn movies. And I remember a guy was lying in the bed and then a spear comes up through his neck. And I said, what is this dumb shit? But this film has done very, very well thus far. Scream 7. Neve Campbell, how old is she now? She's still a hottie. Courtney Cox looks a little crazy. For those who saw the film, again, I don't know the full backstory, but they had a television series. Yeah, okay. If no one cares, we will keep it pushing, all right? Back to the phone lines here. Area code 310. Good evening. Please watch the language. Are you there? 310.
What's going on, Star?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I appreciate the show. So listen,
thank you.
And this might has been said before, but they need to take the gangbangers, you know what I'm saying, or whoever want to do all this killing, drop them off in Iran. Give them all the guns they want. And when they see little Habib come around the corner with the turban on, with no shoes, with the RPG, they'll rethink how crazy they think they are, man. It don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? Drop them off where they do the shooting at. Since y'all want to shoot up everything, yeah, gather them up. Ain't no jail. No, we're going to take you over there and go ahead and drop you off. You know what I'm saying? Since you think you crazy, we're going to see how crazy you really is when the little youngin come around there with damn near, you know what I'm saying, no shirt, no shoes, turban, RPG. Yeah, let's see what time it is with your gangbang. That's what I think.
Stay with me. Stay with me. With all due respect, what you just said, people have been saying for 40, 30, 20 years. However, at this particular point in time, we don't need gangbangers, and we certainly don't want to send prisoners who are in prison to go fight a war, because they are the cheap labor now. Not that I so much approve of, but you know, they're working in the prisons, and we don't need the gangbangers to go abroad and to fight a war, because now we've got drones. So they're literally worthless to the military right now. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. That's why I said I know it's been said before, especially with the prisoners. But come on, man, y'all got to get some type of, what are they doing? Y'all gonna shoot Stevie Wonder for getting a hamburger?
Did you see that?
You know what I'm saying?
Did you see Stevie at the restaurant? I'm at the table part. Stevie was there. Talk about disrespect.
Man, Stevie was there, man. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Y'all can't do that to Stevie, man. That's man. You got no respect for yourself or others. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? Politics. I'm sick of hearing about somebody gang politics, LA politics. Listen, man. Enough of that. What's wrong with these people, man? Grow up. I mean, you can't go get nothing to eat and they say, well, they try to say, oh, yeah, it ain't happening at the Marathon Burger. You know, it was down the street. Man, listen, man. It happened for the grand opening. They was in there opening fire.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that ain't cool, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, I feel for Black Sam because he's trying to do the right thing and, you know, open up, you know, keep his brother legacy going. But, you know, bro was with that, was with it. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Nip. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Love him, miss him. Yeah. Incredible with the music, you know what I'm saying? But the reality of it is, this is what they into. It was only going to be a matter of time, man. And I know people going to say that, but that's what's going to happen, man, when you got Snoop Dogg at the damn grand opening. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Snoop's an investor. He's an investor. But hang on a second if I can just throw something at you here. You know, many movie stars and movie studios have been moving out of the Los Angeles County area for many decades now. A lot of your movie stars, production houses, and different companies related to the film industry. So if you ask me, the gang members are going to start even turning up more because, the whole protection racket is not going to be what it used to be. The gang members have been eating off of film stars, television stars, and all sorts of people involved in that lifestyle. Athletes. Yeah. So I think we're going to see more violence. But go ahead. I just want to add that.
Listen, man. Let me ask you this. Did Big U send a word from inside? Did he reach out? Did he reach out to touch somebody, over a burger, man?
Sir, I have no proof, but Big U's out of here. He's out of here, right? Out of here.
Yeah. I know that's what I said. Yeah. He had to send it from inside because they roped him off. But yeah, man, it's a sad day. But it just happens so often, bro.
Okay.
And I hate this. I ain't gonna say I hate the quote, but Boosie said, "People hypnotized with hate, man." And
are you quoting Badass Bootsy or Bootsy Collins? Who?
No, Boosie Badass.
Oh, he said, sorry, I can't do a Boosie quote. I'm sorry, but thank you, man. Thank you.
All right.
No, we're not quoting Boosie Badass. Scream 7 movie review. Anybody want to chime in? Guys, send me an email if you're in the phone queue. I can't grab every call. If you're donating to the show, that's one thing. There's my email address on the screen. And where is my doll pimp showrunner? Doll pimp. Where is that? Hold on a second, guys. Showrunner. Okay, here it is. I'm really feeling some type of way about Squirrel Party. I don't know what to do. Got to head up to New York, on business calls, but www.dollpimp.com. That's another one of my sponsors. You can go there. Ask for George. They can make a custom companion for you. And don't just think about sex. We are going into a new world. Well, we're already in that world. Technology is here to assist. And in my opinion, one of the reasons that I've been so fascinated with synthetic life forms and things of that nature is because you can get a model that can preserve your legacy. He or she can store your information. There was a film with Robin Williams years ago. I think it was called Eraser. Everybody hold on. Hold on. It was a different scenario, but I got to come back to it. I'm rambling. Pardon me. Area code 240. Good evening. Are you there? It's Monday. We're talking about a few topics.
Hey, what's good, Star? How are you, man? Long-time fan.
Okay. I have no fans, sir, but where do you want to start?
I feel you. No, I wanted to touch on the Farrakhan thing. It was interesting how we lost a lot of celebrities and individuals who were being protected by the Nation of Islam. I don't know if you ever made that correlation.
Do you really want to go there? So you really want to go there? I was just throwing something out there to see if it even had any legs, but where are you going now?
No, I just think of like Biggie in his last days. He was being, you know what I mean? Michael Jackson, Tupac was being protected. Not at the time of the fight, but I think they made mention of the Nation of Islam or the Fruit of Islam protecting them. So when you was going there, I was going there with you, man.
Well, Michael Jackson was he was doing too much with propofol. I don't think the Nation of Islam had anything to do with his demise.
Okay.
Propofol.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But no, and then also too, when you were talking about the Marathon Burger, man, it's unfortunate, but Nipsey sold that culture of gangbanging. And I mean, if you're a Blood and the Rolling 60s is your ops, quote unquote, no better place to find them at the burger opening.
Okay.
So yeah, man, that's all I had. I appreciate what you do, sir.
All right. Thank you for the call. Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Hold on a second, guys. Who's emailing me? Hey, Lydia. Who is area code? I don't know who that person is. Peace, Hakeem. I got your donation. Thank you, sir. Okay, well, Anthony, where are you? Anthony, what area code? What area code? I could have sworn I saw Anthony in the queue. Maybe this is him. Anthony, is that you? Area code 646, Monday evening?
Yeah, what's up? What's up?
Hey, man, good to hear from you. Where do you want to start?
Yeah. Get your hand out my pocket.
Right.
Go check it out, right?
Right, come on.
I want to make a quick correlation, right? In terms of the weapon.
Well, hold on a second. For the babies who don't know, tell them what you just said by get your hand out my pocket.
Get your hand out my pocket is what the guys allegedly said when they came down the aisle to shoot Malcolm X.
That's not alleged, sir. They stood up.
Yeah.
They stood up.
Yeah. Dropped the smoke bomb, everything, right?
Get your hand out my pocket, nigga.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So that's what Farrakhan was talking about when he said they ran like cowardly dogs. Because when you see them brothers standing around the minister, they all basically bullet eaters. So I think that was that was.
Stop, sir. Stop.
Yeah.
Say that again for the niggas in the back who didn't hear you. Say it again.
Yeah. When he said that they was cowardly dogs, he was saying that people that were supposed to be protecting Malcolm didn't protect him. They ran away because when you see the brothers around Farrakhan, those are bullet eaters.
Right.
They supposed to take them shots.
Right.
They supposed to jump right in front of them.
Right. Not that I'm co-signing what Minister Farrakhan said, but he called the what did he say? I might play it again. He said the guys who shot Malcolm fearless. He called them fearless.
Yeah, he said they was fearless. Yeah, they came down the aisle. And the thing about it, a lot of the things I was listening earlier when you talked about the traitor thing, and that was one of the points. The messenger that he believed in searching procedures and he didn't believe in carrying no weapons. Malcolm actually had a pistol on him. So the other thing is in the nation they got real strict laws about weapons, and they don't really believe in carrying weapons because Elijah Muhammad's own brother pulled out on him and tried to shoot him.
Sir, back in 2000 and I think it was 2005, Minister Farrakhan was speaking somewhere, and I was on the radio then, and I just didn't have the patience. We were gonna go see him speak somewhere, and for some reason, they were putting me through hell. Now I had my firearm with me. I have a license to carry. I said, well, I'm gonna leave it downstairs. I'm gonna put it in some type of leave it with the police. Well, brother, we don't necessarily want you up in here. That type of energy. They wouldn't even let me leave the gun and then come inside to hear Farrakhan speak. Go ahead. Come on.
Yeah, definitely no. Not even. I mean, the thing is not even as much as a penknife. You know what I'm saying? You with the guard. When the guard wants you, the guard gonna get you, whether you got a gun or not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
So just like the guy was just saying with the thing at the restaurant at the marathon, you got guys. Once you going outside and you taking a hammer and it's not authorized, you're looking for another type of problem. You know what I mean? Most of the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
well, listen, I don't want to put this all on the Nation of Islam. I just asked a question: were they the original drill rappers? I don't want to try and make too much of a connection here. We've got gang members in gangland doing what gang niggas do, shooting up the goddamn joint.
Yeah.
I don't know, what the fallout is going to be in terms of lawsuits and things like that. But this can't go on. You can't, keep opening up these marathon burgers, whether it's in San Diego, Vallejo, or Santa Barbara, some goddamn where, and shootings. This can't keep happening. Go ahead.
Yeah, I remember that 2005 incident. I was actually around during them days.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think you was snapping on the minister something about his hair, something like that.
Easy. Please stop giggling. Please, sir, no giggling. Sir, please, we're not doing giggling. All right, so finish up either the mass shooting or Scream 7. Did you see the movie? Scream 7.
No, I didn't see none of the Screams, actually. I've been, I do the music thing. I've been stopped watching movies, especially these new scary movies. I'm like an old school Michael Myers. I actually just watched Freddy Krueger the other night.
Okay. How many times has he died, Michael Myers, from Halloween, right? It's Halloween.
Yeah, because they switched it up. The one I watched one where they had took Michael out. They had kind of switched. So I think like 2 or 3. I think they did like 3 with Michael Myers. And then they did the whole Halloween mask thing, and it became the nephew or the grandson or something like that.
Well, what's the guy's name from Friday the 13th? The killer. What's his name? I forget.
That was Jason.
Jason. Oh my, Jason. Okay. Is Jason still alive, or is I forget?
Yeah. Nah, Jason. They did the same thing. They, you know what I mean. They did something different, changed him up.
Okay.
I can't even call it with him. You know what I mean?
Okay. I appreciate the call, man. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for taking the call, bro.
Yes, sir. All right. Scream 7 movie review. I had a question here with regards to the subgenre of slasher films, horror films. Let me look in the live chat. Guys, do black horror films do well in America? Do black horror films do well in theaters? I know that, I forget the guy's name, the director. Let me look in the live chat. Black horror is considered a distinct subgenre of horror that centers on the experiences, perspectives, and often the social and political realities of Black people. It explores themes like systemic racism, trauma, and identity, frequently led by Black creators to challenge negative stereotypes. Yes, Jordan Peele. What's the name of that film he did? And Sinners was that was decent. Well, bigger than decent, right? So there are black horror films. Yeah, Get Out, Candyman, the classic. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, do they make them on a consistent basis, or is it just once in a while? Scream 7 was really trash. But it's trash that sticks to the script. Same formula. And it gives people what they want. I went with a girl years ago, whatever year that was, and we saw that film Pet Sematary in the movie theaters. And I remember they cut somebody in the back of the ankle. They cut the tendon. And she's screaming. I guess that was a thing for her to grow with me, getting cut like that. Sheesh. Black horror films, are they really a thing? Let me go to area code 704. 704, good evening. Talking about the mass shooting, Marathon Burger, Long Beach, California. Are you there?
What's going on, sir? Man with the poor legacy on the check-in, man.
Hey, what's up, man? Good to hear from you. It's cracking.
Chilling, man. Doing pretty good. You doing all right?
I'm a little down and out, man. Squirrel party at the end of an era. What do you
well, at least you could archive it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least you could archive it, you know?
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, the topic is a really good topic. I think the problem is we don't have capital punishment really in America anymore. You know, I mean, that's gone away with where, wanted dead or alive. Was it up until like the 20s or the 30s where FBI agents can go after Bonnie and Clyde and just shoot them right on the spot? You know what I mean? So if we don't have, I think in Western culture have promoted that, that liberal mindset where they don't really kill anybody anymore. And I mean, you take Mexico, which is a narco state. I didn't know until a few months ago they don't have the death penalty. So when people, you can get the biggest gangster on the planet, but when he knows he's about to die or get hanged or whatever, he starts switching up, So I think people are not afraid of going to jail. You got 3 meals and a cot and TV, and iPhones now, and so I think what's missing really in any society is quick, swift capital punishment, and when that's gone, crime is on a rampant. You know.
If I can jump in for a second, I don't know if I necessarily believe in the death penalty. Are you talking about the death penalty per se? When you say
you're definitely a death penalty. Yeah.
We've got to be careful with that because history has shown us that a lot of black men and Hispanic have been wrongfully convicted, and there are certain groups and or cultures who have resentment and they are spiteful towards black people. We have to be honest with ourselves, and they will lie. They will even take the stand, and they will create all sorts of scenarios to convict an innocent black man. Now, you mentioned Bonnie and Clyde. Bonnie and Clyde were killed by Texas Rangers. And then the Texas Rangers were dissolved, a short time after. What do you think about some type of special forces that specifically deal with black shooters nationwide, who are indeed gang members? What do you think about some type of special forces? Not necessarily the FBI, but
Yeah, I mean, would you think? So you're talking about like street justice in a sense, where
no. A law enforcement agency. And there may be one. There may be something that's already in a different state that we don't know about that focuses, kind of like how up in New York you had the hip hop police, but they were not just out to kill people. They were gathering information. Go ahead.
Yeah. And I think you do need something in that where, and I'm not talking about the fact that, where people were wrong. And of course, I'm talking about the fact if we know for an exact sure that these people committed these crimes, and across the board, we're not talking about in a color ramification. We're talking about basically across the board. If everybody is equally treated for molestation, for all types of wicked deeds, because it's like a continuation. You hear the priors after priors. Yeah. To me, that's the new reparations in a sense. I mean, 21 priors, and then on the 10th prior, somebody commits a murder, and they're let off with these magistrates now, and so it's running amok to a point where it's gonna fall apart at the seams. It's coming apart at the seams because you can't allow. I mean, the guy just you're opening a restaurant, and like you said, Stevie Wonder's in there. They don't care. It's so it's getting out of control. So I mean, if you have a task force that kind of carry out death penalty or flying squad or hanging or electric chair, but it's done.
Can I reach?
Point where
Can I reach? Can I reach?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
How about we create some type of national law enforcement task force with black women, primarily the agents? Now, hang on. Don't laugh. Since black women are the most educated in America, yes. So
judges, lawyers,
give them some type of badge and firearm, give them some type of equal status, and I'm as serious as colon cancer, some type of equal status like the FBI. Let them go from state to state to deal with some of these young savages in skinny jeans and slides. Now that may sound crazy, but they know these young people instinctively. Or is that too crazy?
Well, I mean, are they the problem? I mean, they birth these these babies.
That's another story. That's another story. But I'm talking about to deal with the overabundance of these shooters. We have to have somebody who understands.
I mean, it is.
Okay.
Understands them. It is reaching, but I mean, somebody who definitely understands them is black moms. So that probably could be a suggestion. I mean, it's not too far reached.
Hold on a second. Someone said, "Nah, Star, they would all wind up pregnant from the YNs."
There you go. There you go.
Sorry, I got to take other calls. I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, then.
Yes, sir. Oh my goodness, that's a hard comment. No, Star. here's somebody else. They'd all be pregnant. Oh, Jesus. I didn't think about that. Silly me. Hey, Dana, what's going on? Dana with the data. What did Dana send me? Yes, I'm up to speed, Dana. I'm up to speed on the AI. I don't know if I can play that because that particular channel, I don't want to get a copyright strike, but thank you, Dana. Let me respond. www.dollpimp.com. Go there. Okay. Ralph, I got your donation. Thank you so much. Ralph says, Whack 100 gave a what? An explanation about what, sir? Whack 100 is a troll. Not that that's a bad thing, but Ralph, I appreciate you. Do you want to call in? Is Whack 100 telling? Is he telling on people with regards to the shooting? It's kind of sad that we are accepting this type of behavior nationwide. We just, we see it. And what do we say? We say regular shit. Wait a minute. 410, is that who I think it is? Area code 410.
Hey, Star.
Hey, Tiffany, how are you?
I'm good, and yourself?
Good. Guys, this is Timestamp Tiffany. For those who know, Tiffany does the timestamps for the Star Report. Where do you want to start?
I wanted to talk about Scream 7 briefly. It's crazy because there's you look for me, and I look at how I started out with the franchise and the original with Drew Barrymore. I'm a big Drew Barrymore person when it comes to movies and everything. But slashers and horrors, I just grew up on horror movies.
Okay.
The old ones specifically. And it was just pretty much, you could just tell what the plot was. I don't know about you, but it was just them even trying to just bring back a plot that had been dead. I just think they should let it go.
Well, hang on. Now, it's doing really good in the box office, so they're not going to let it go. they're going.
I know they aren't.
They're going to milk it. They're going to drain it.
Yeah.
They're going to come back with Nev Campbell's daughter. She was running, and she had trouble shooting the guy in the head.
Shooting him in the head. Yeah, right. I was just shoot him already. She told you specifically to shoot him in the head. That was crazy. So they still had some little jump moments that I was okay, I jumped in appropriate times where I wasn't expecting, but for the most part, I gave it a solid 5.5. I'll say.
Out of what?
Yeah,
out of what?
5.5
out of what?
Out of a 10.
Oh,
out of a 10.
No, Tiff, no. I have to disagree with you. Out of a 10, when I say it's quality bullshit, I mean it works for the younger.
You give it a what?
Out of a 10. Scream 7, 8.
What you give it?
Solid 8.
You give it an 8.
8.
You give it a solid 8. No.
Can I tell you what?
So let me ask you a question. Go ahead.
The whole point of horror films is for you to be on edge, and you're supposed to scream.
Right.
You're supposed to scream, run, stupid.
Right.
Kill him.
Right.
Turn around, you dumb fuck. You're supposed to. That's supposed to be your feeling and your reaction to these films. I found myself saying, shoot him, you dumb fucking bitch. Talking about Nev Campbell's daughter.
Right. And
shoot him in the fucking head.
And that's what I would say, towards the end, that was the feeling in the movie theater. Everybody was pretty much sharing the same sentiments.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. You know what I'm saying? Get him, So it was interactive in that way where,
solid 8.
The
solid
people. 8. Yeah, well, I'm going to say a 5. I'm going to still say 5.5. But that's only because I follow it from the beginning,
Okay. Let me jump in. I don't mean to cut you short. So this genre of horror, yes?
Pretty much.
Okay. Can I go all the way back? Strand movie theater in Plainfield, New Jersey. I spent a lot of years there going to movies. Bruce Lee, Wang Yu, all sorts of shit. I saw a film, I think it was either 1978 or 1979, called Phantasm. You ever heard of that horror film, Phantasm?
Phantasm. I'm looking up on IMDb. John Holmes, Uchi, Phantasm. No, it's my first time hearing about it.
Everybody hang on a second. They had the tall man, and he said, boy. He was talking to the guy, to the kid who they were trying to kill, and they had that cool little thing that was flying around the goddamn halls of the funeral home, and it would stick you in the head, and then the blood would come out. Anybody ever seen Phantasm?
Is it which one was this? Who is this? Rick Cassidy, or this is something else? Which one is this?
Hold on, I'll
Who
Google.
plays in it?
I'll Google it. Phantasm with a P, Phantasm.
Oh, P.
Yeah, but it's pronounced Phantasm.
P. Phantasm. Okay.
Okay, 1979. Go ahead. You were saying?
But as far as like, okay, I said A. Michael Baldwin, but I'm gonna say as far as going back, my all-time favorite horror movie is called 13 Ghosts, the original black and white, because it had all of the elements of everything scary. Like even when they tried to remake it, they did a horrible job. Some things should just be left alone. Even though we aren't talking about remakes, we're talking about the Scream franchise. But just as far as like the horror, and then you brought up like the black horror genre. I think we need more movies in that particular, arena. That was a really good one. Master with Regina Hall. I like that one. And Spell was a good one too. That one was like really slept on.
I may have seen those with other people, but it's not a genre that I really, I don't get off on those types of films. I mean, I remember some of the killings, and I'm like, okay, that was innovative. Well, oh, you know what film or what franchise I think is really good? Saw. That's a good franchise.
I like Saw too. Saw was a really good one. I enjoyed that franchise myself. But yeah, Scream, I guess, it delivered as far as the franchise goes. And I'm sure.
Hold on. Saw movie. What genre would that be? Would that be gore, or would that be or horror?
Psychological horror, B horror, psychological horror that will fall under that, like almost like that hostile type of feeling.
Whoa, wait a minute. Saw is the 5th highest grossing horror film franchise of all time. Okay. Go ahead, Tiffany. You were saying? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I was just calling to give my input about Scream, and I probably would go see 8, even though I talk so much, but I probably would go see it, but I just want them to get more creative. Like, it was just like, I like how it started out where they went to the original house, where everything happened, but you pretty much, you were able to predict it, right?
And that's what's cool about it. You see people who are getting ready to get killed, and then you say to yourself, kill them, or good, get her, get her out of here. Yeah, if they do something stupid, but
right.
Great to talk to you, Tiffany.
You too. You have a good one.
Bye now. Okay. Area code 562. Are you calling in from Long Beach, California? 562.
Yes, sir.
How are you? Good evening.
Yes, sir.
Good evening.
Good. How's it going?
Good. Please watch the language.
Yes.
We're talking about the shooting. How many people dead out there? Do you know?
Last time I heard, just one.
Okay.
Somebody said 2, but to me that was unconfirmed, so I'm gonna just go with 1 for now.
Okay. Would it technically be considered a mass shooting or just a deadly shooting?
It's a deadly shooting. You only got 3 people hit.
Okay. Regular shit, huh? Regular shit. 3 people.
Regular shit. Honestly, this shit happens. Oh,
go ahead.
Excuse my language. Honestly, it happens every day.
You were saying? Go ahead. You were saying?
Oh, no, I was saying like stuff like that happens every day. To be honest, even before it happened, I was pretty much predicting something like that happened. That's why I didn't go.
You knew they were going to turn up. You knew it.
Yeah. Let me tell you a true story. So about maybe I want to say maybe a month ago.
Well, sir, don't say people's names because we don't know if it's.
Oh, no name.
Okay, we don't know if it's true or not just because you're saying.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
No, there's no conspiracies or nothing like that. I was just saying I was at a bar with some people, and then like we were talking about how like this Marathon Burger is going to open soon.
Okay.
And people in the bar were like kind of like taking bets. They're like, yeah, I give it a couple weeks, blah blah blah. So for this to happen, I'm like, damn, this is only day one.
Day one.
Within a couple hours, so kind of crazy.
All right. Anything with regards to Scream 7, sir? Did you see the film or do you not care? Scream 7.
So surprisingly, normally I don't watch movies when they first release, but this time I actually did go to see it on Saturday.
Really?
Sure. I'm actually give it a solid score. I actually liked it.
Okay.
And I think it was actually well put together.
Yeah.
They didn't do any like corny special effects, no random like transsexual thrown in there, nothing crazy. So I guess a solid score for me. I actually enjoyed watching it.
that came out of left field. Where you going with that?
No,
that?
No, because like normally when they make like these newer movies over and they make like remakes and everything like that, they'll throw in like, oh, my son is non-binary or blah blah blah. They'll throw it in there for no reason.
Got you.
So this time he didn't do it, so I'm cool with it.
I appreciate the call, man.
No, and then I've seen.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Have a good day.
All right, thank you.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, like, I heard one of the last callers mentioned what's her name? The girl that was in the last one. Forgot her name.
I forget too.
Jeannie. What's her name?
I don't know.
The girl that did the Addams Family movie.
I forget, sir. Don't worry about it. Have a good one. Thank you.
You too.
Is that CVR tapping in? Los Angeles, California native. CVR.
Hey, what's good, Star? It's the DBA CVR. You already know, homie, what's going on.
Good to hear from you. But you gotta stay on topic. Come on, man. The shooting. Marathon Burger.
I got you.
Come on.
So the Nipsey Marathon Burger shooting, man. Now I went to high school out in Slauson. You know what I'm saying? Hell, I got my first grills over in Slauson. I got all my jewelry over at Slauson Swap Meet. Shout out to Slauson and 8th and all that. 54.
One more shout out and you are out of here. Slow it down. Get to the topic. Come on, CBR.
Right. Now, coming from Los Angeles. Now, Nipsey had a bunch of burger joints prior to this. He had a fat burger over in Crenshaw Mall, basically like right on the foothill of Baldwin Hills, and that never got shot up. Now, of course, he got gunned down over at his t-shirt spot and everything like that, where everybody got those overpriced hoodies. He also owned a stake over at the Deja Vu strip club over on Cesar Chavez, right next to the Union Station. That never got shot up. So I think it might have something to do with the Black Sam being involved personally, because it seems like the ventures where Nipsey was involved with Black Sam, those are the spots that get shot up. So the Crenshaw, the Slauson Superstore or wherever, where he did the t-shirts and everything like that, those overpriced hoodies. That he lost his life there. The other Marathon Burger that opened up over in what was it? There's one that opened up in Hollywood, and there's one that opened up over in Venice Beach. Now those didn't get touched because of the fact that
hang on a second. Are you saying that because to my knowledge, there's not a lot of Marathon Burger restaurants. You've named 5.
That I did not name 5. There's 3 Marathon Burger restaurants, but Nipsey was associated with a fat burger in Crenshaw, over near Crenshaw Mall, and he was also associated with Deja Vu, which is a strip club franchise. He was associated with one location near Union Station in LA.
We got all that, but now hold on. So you're saying Black Sam, maybe is he the I don't want to say target, but is Black Sam not checking in? Is he not breaking niggas off? I was told something, and don't repeat the person's name, that you had a gang member from the 80s whooping and barking, right? Disrespecting people, and they got tired of him whooping and barking, and they wanted to deal with him, but Black Sam and those guys escorted that guy away from the restaurant, and then when they got him away from the restaurant, they let him have it, and that's when the shots got to ripping. What do you think of that? That's what I heard.
I personally wouldn't be surprised if that happened, to be honest. And, you know, me being from LA, like, I gotta say, you know, anybody that pulls up over there and stuff like that, like, nowhere technically is safe, because even P&B Rock got gunned down at the Roscoe's in Hollywood. Right. You see what I'm saying? Right. So, like, now me, like, I would recommend
Well, hang on a second. Can we not make it about you? Can we just talk about what we have? Let's talk about, you know, the assumptions and things of that nature.
Me personally, I just got, it's, you know, personally, I just gotta say, like, going over to openings and stuff like that, grand openings in LA, that's a no-go. Like, cats gotta wait till like you wouldn't really want to be in a crowd in LA like that on grand opening, especially over in Long Beach. You know what I mean? Where you have like so many different gangs. It's a ridiculous amount. You know what I mean? You got ABZs, you got Tiny Rascals, that's just Crips. You know what I'm saying? You got hella gangs over in Long Beach, and to go over there at a event that is associated with a known gangbanger. You see what I mean? That's a recipe for trouble. I wanted to talk about the Scream 7 joint as well too.
Well, hold on. Now you're from LA County. Where at?
Yes,
to be precise.
I'm from the 626. So I was born in Hollywood, but I was raised over in the 626, which is San Gabriel Valley, Alhambra, California. That's the largest Chinese enclave in Southern California, whereas if you go over to Northern California, the largest Chinese enclave is in San Francisco.
Right.
So
and where was P&B Rock killed again? I just want to make sure. What did you say?
That I was talking about the one over in Pasadena. That's in the 626. But in my high school year,
well, hold on. Correct me if I'm wrong. P&B Rock killed September the 12th, 2022.
Hollywood.
Hold on. Killed the Roscoe's House of Chicken and Waffles on West Manchester Avenue. That's what I'm reading. Am I wrong?
Yes. West Manchester is in Hollywood. That's the Hollywood location.
Okay, I'm just reading. I just had to ask. Go ahead.
Me, I would say cats should go over to the one in Pasadena. It's a lot more calmer over there. Now, you might get pressed by some of the Latino gangs over there, like El Monte Flores and Sangra and things like that.
Can you stop snitching? You're snitching. Come on, take it easy. Now, let me ask
you.
The
Latino gangs are going to press. Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question, CVR. Now, with all due respect, you were born and raised in LA. Why did you leave? Why'd you leave?
I left Los Angeles. Well, I aged out. So, like, I came up in the foster system and stuff like that. Like, my foster home was in Nipsey Hussle's hood. So I got jumped in to neighborhood 60 Crip over on 62nd Street where Nipsey Hussle was from. So, yeah, that whole thing happened. And then I ended up going over to, like, El Monte to, like, finish up my time in LA, my high school years. Then I got out of the gang. And then, around that time, and then I basically like went over to college over in Death Valley in Barstow, met my wife at the time who was from St. Thomas, Virgin Islands, and then we went over through Route 66. Yeah.
Shia LaBeouf says he is now gang affiliated, right? The actor?
Yeah, a lot of cats, same thing with Chris Brown, and a lot of cats come from other areas, and then they, go and try to get in with the Bloods, specifically Shia LaBeouf, specifically Chris Brown. Yeah, cats do that type of stuff. Cats be doing like...
Well, hold on. Listen, CVR, I want you to educate me and others. Shia LaBeouf said he's gang affiliated with some type of cholos, and he was asked if they jumped him in. He said no. He was in his late 30s when he joined up with them, and they are claiming him. Do you know what gang that is?
I have no idea, but I've heard of this. When it comes down to cats like Shia and stuff like that, if you didn't get jumped in, like back...
He was not jumped in. Slow down.
Yeah, I know. He said he wasn't.
He said he wasn't jumped in. I'm just asking.
He said he wasn't jumped in. If you didn't get jumped in, it's not really official like that. If you didn't get jumped in, or if you didn't go on a mission, it's not official unless if he paid. So he probably might have paid for some membership or some protection. Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
he probably paid.
Was Chris Brown jumped in? Was Lil Tucci jumped in? Lil Tucci been talking that Suwoo shit for a lot of years. Was he jumped in?
Right. These cats might have paid. Okay. These cats might have paid, especially since Lil Wayne was a child star. He might have paid.
Right. Okay. I'm just.
But I heard he had some issues with some Crips when he came through. You know what I'm saying? But again, I want to talk about the Scream 7 joint.
Okay. Go ahead. You were saying.
So, of course, another facet of being from LA is that our, movie culture is, of course, really large. If anything, just as large or larger than the gang culture. So, I've taken it upon myself, I just got through working in a movie theater over in Virginia, you know what I mean? So, Scream 7, I ain't watching that. I'll say why I'm not watching that. Because of the fact that with the previous film, Jenny Ortega, she began the film tasing a man in his testicles. When that happened, I walked out of the film. Okay. I recognize that franchise is a very feminist and misandrist franchise. And I don't think that any masculine male should have to sit through and watch that. Personally, with the box office, I'd recommend Wanda Sykes on the undercard. You know what I'm saying?
No, listen, I want to focus on Scream 7. I thought it was what it has always been. It's just consistent, but they're doing very, very well in the box office. So out of a 1 to 10, what would you give Scream 7? CBR.
I can't rate it because I did not see it. I'm not watching that Andrews film.
I'm sorry. You lost me. You were talking about somebody getting tased. Okay, so you did not.
Yes,
see
that
it.
was in Scream. That was in Scream 6 when I walked out of that film when Jenny Ortega tased the man in the testicles in the first 5 minutes. And I'll never walk into another Scream film again. Okay. I recommend.
CBR, can I ask you to educate me? I don't know. I'm trying to find out what group or what gang Shia LaBeouf is openly, saying he belongs. Let me look in the live chat. Can you Google, or are you not able to do that? CBR?
I can do that right now. Hang tight.
Shia LaBeouf. He openly announced it in a recent interview.
Shia LaBeouf does a lot of things openly, like what he did to FKA Twigs. There's a lot of weird stuff openly.
Can you Google it, please?
I am doing that currently. One moment.
Let me look in the live chat. They're saying in the live chat, Harpies 13. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, Harpies gang. So I've never heard of Harpies. When it comes down to, LA Chicano gangs, anything that's Sereno, which is be the Southsiders. So
well, I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm can you Google it? I don't know.
Let me check. Let me check if they're legitimate. If there are some,
I'm gonna put you on hold. Stay there. Stay there, folks. If I don't know something, I'll tell you I don't know. Let me look in the live chat. Shia LaBeouf. Well, he's not getting shot and robbed, so he got to be rolling with somebody out there, right? Troll babies. Glizzy Hendricks, I see you. He says, caller told on Big U. Oh my goodness. Trolls have to eat. CBR, did you find anything?
Blood.
Did you find anything, CBR?
Yeah, I did. As a matter of fact, I got kicked in the face over from where these fools is from, over on Adams.
Let's go.
So Adams is right next to Pico Union. So Pico Union is a big Chicano district, like Psycho Realms from there and stuff like that. They're like a big
so it's official. He's rolling with the Cholos, yes? With the Cholos.
Yeah, it's a 13 gang. So yeah, they're Serenios. So they're Southsiders basically. Like if you was like doing stuff like anything like Vallejo or anything like North Cali up, you'd be Norte. But they're Serenios. So they are
super anti like black. They roll with like the Peckerwoods and stuff like that in the prison system and stuff. And they from Adams, so that means that they roll with the Bloods too.
Okay.
And I had a lot of problems with Bloods growing up. Again, I like even before I ended up in a Crip hood and becoming associated with the Crips when I was in foster care and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I always had problems with Bloods. So Adams is a big Blood territory as well too.
Okay. Listen, man, I appreciate you, but I
ended up kicking a blood down some steps over in Barstow though.
Okay, well, listen, don't snitch on don't snitch on yourself. Hold on. Okay, please stop giggling, CBR. I appreciate you, but I like you to stay on topic. So now you left LA how many years ago? Because you've kept it real with us. You went down to Jacksonville, niggas jumped you, put you in the hospital.
Yeah. The only spot I got put in the hospital as an adult. That was crazy. Okay. Man. Jacksonville, homie. And I ended up coming back up over there and got some money over there too. But Jacksonville.
But when did you leave LA? Can we just finish up?
When did I leave LA?
Yeah.
I left LA when I was 21. So that's about like 9 years ago, man.
Have you been back since?
Because I'm 30 now.
Have you been back since?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
I have. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to be back around over there in the
easy. Don't say when. I don't want to get mixed up in, if somebody pops your top, man. Good to talk to you. Salute.
I'm not tripping. I ain't worried. Peace.
Peace, CBR. Good guy. Hey there. Thank you for your patience. Area code 310. Please watch the language. 310.
Hey, what's going on, Star?
Yes, sir. Who am I speaking to?
All right, this is the Cacketeer.
Hey.
I just wanted to clear up a few things.
Please.
I'm not going to speak against the last caller, but I can make you a little bit more familiar with LA. P&B Rock did not get killed in no Hollywood. Manchester is deep in South Central.
Okay.
It's real cutthroat right there. I'm talking about it don't get no worse. Mm-hmm. So if he would have went to the one in Hollywood, he'll probably still be here.
Okay.
Now, secondly, in terms of this marathon thing, it's not per se the marathon thing that's the problem. Any hot spot in LA is subject to that activity. It don't matter where you go, bro. It could just be PF Chang's.
Right.
It could be Grand Lux Cafe when they used to exist. Wherever you go, if it's a whole gang of us there, enemy is going to run into another enemy. Yeah. And the code is to get out where you mad at. So they don't always want to do this, but the code is so sick and twisted, you got to activate. If you don't activate, you're considered a stray yee. You's a mark out here. So you gotta get active. That's what it is.
Gotta get out. Gotta get out.
Yeah. And I had no doubt that something like that is gonna happen. That's not even something we question out here. So when people say, man, why? And we gotta stop, and man, we have a subculture that's popping. It's popping. And they not finna stop this. So all his hopes and dreams, knock it off.
Knock it off. Yeah. You're right. Can I jump in?
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, it's gangland out there, and you are absolutely right. I am going to talk about it because it's trending news, but is there any type of precautions in your mind, in your expertise, that the Marathon Burger franchise can do to at least for maybe, I don't know, 5 or 6 blocks, extra security, police or something. Otherwise, it will continue, as you just said, and then the lawsuits will mount. And then at some point, they will have to close down the business because of the lawsuits. What do you think of that?
See, that's a beautiful question. Now, this is the deal. If it's in a location where the police presence is not willing to harass, I'm talking about really harass, though.
Okay.
If the police are not willing to do that, there's nothing you could do. Ain't no security gonna be able to stop nothing, because the security is scared for their life too, though. You understand? So even if you put 10 security guards out there, if you got 75 hood niggas out there, all buzzed, all intoxicated, inebriated, all, got bottled up anger because stuff ain't going right in their lives and all this old type of stuff, mad at the world, and then you sprinkle a few females there with their little body parts popping, then it's on. This is mandatory, man. This is not, man, listen, Star. I've been here my whole life, born and raised in Compton since 1986. This is all I know. Now, I don't live in the hood no more. I'm tucked away. I'm at the bottom of Palos Verdes. I'm over here by Redondo Beach. I'm good. But I still frequent the areas. I still pull out a $100,000 67 rag.
Let's go.
You know, but I do everything moving, Star. I don't slow down and I don't pause. I know better. I don't care where it's at. You're not going to catch me standing outside my whips posted up like it's good.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, it is a reality that we are witnessing unfold. And you're right, it's not going to stop. That's gangland. I haven't done any crunching the numbers and what have you, but in your opinion, are the gangs spreading or are they pretty much concentrated in the same areas? Is that too general of a question?
No, I think that's a good question as well. Now, I'm a little bit older now, so I'm not as tapped in as I once was.
Okay.
But I'll say this. There's always replacements being born. Right. And the moment they hit junior high, you're not forced to pick a side, but you risk being part of the food chain if you don't pick a side. Now, you don't have to. So to answer your question directly, I do believe it's spreading because once YG and Nipsey Hussle got back cracking out here, that turned it all the way up. The game turned it up a little bit when he came out. But once YG and Nipsey dropped, it was on, bro. And I remember when he dropped, soon as I first heard him talking about jump out and do your stuff, man, I was looking at my homies like, oh, it's going to be bad. Soon as they start doing the real gangbang music, I'm talking about YG and Nip. Right. I knew it was on again.
Yeah.
Well, because we cherish it out here. And let me touch on this. This will be interesting for people to get a perspective on. See, when it comes to Big U, and I'm not going to accuse nobody of nothing, but I want to state something because people don't really understand how it goes. He don't have to call a shot. All you got to do is remove your protection. And that's not something you even have to do verbally. It's so cold out here, Star. I'm talking about you can remove protection off somebody just like this. I'm going to give you a quick little 3-second example.
Come on.
Hey, what's up with my boy, Lil P-Rock? Oh, P-Rock? Man, listen. Man, I don't mess with old boy no more. Right. That's enough right there, bro. That's all you need right there. That's it right there.
Well, now what that means is he didn't check in, so it's whatever, right?
Yeah, that can mean a whole lot of things. That can mean something as small as he hollered at one of my females. That can mean something as we did a move together and he didn't give me what I feel the cut should have been. Right. That could have been something as, man, he politicking around the hood, hanging with some dudes that know some things about me that I don't want exposed. It could be a million different reasons for you to get chopped down. So I'm going to say this for the last little reiteration. You don't have to call a shot to get somebody hurt. If you a heavy hitter out here with people who look up to you, all you got to do is simply say, man, you ain't even got to say a word. You could just give a facial expression and a hand gesture. If you even do a hand gesture and your young homies is around seeing that, they know that means it's a go on whatever they want to do. It's a go now.
Okay. Well, I thank you for the education. Any final words, or did you pretty much say it all?
No final words, Star, but I'll tell anybody to come out here. It's not sweet. I know that there are bad places everywhere you go, but when you come out here, do it moving, man. Go where them white folks is at. Play the Marina Del Rey. Hollywood is a little turned up, but it's not that bad. Play those areas where it's heavy police presence who are not afraid to catch a lawsuit for searching and checking a black.
Right. I appreciate the call, man. Thank you.
All right, salute.
Richard King Mellon Foundation, with additional major funding from UPMC and generous support from these funders. Thank you.
Back in the 60s, you stood a better chance of surviving a gunshot wound in Vietnam than you did a car accident in the city of Pittsburgh.
There weren't ambulances as we think about them today. People called the police, and hopefully the police would actually come and pick them up.
Relations between the police and the Black community
were oppressive.
I found my mom laying on the floor. 2 police officers showed up and said she was drunk and they were not going to transport her to the hospital.
You never knew how it was going to turn out. It was a gamble.
It was up to us at Freedom House to provide that care that they were not going to get from the police.
Freedom House ambulance service really turned into an incredible success story.
We didn't realize that in the very backyard of the Hill District, you had the father of CPR, Dr. Peter Saffer.
Dr. Saffer wanted to show that people they marked unemployable was really just waiting on opportunity.
They were black, they were trained, and they were keeping people alive.
This is my first big call, and I'm going to save this person's life.
The high point of Black Pittsburgh would have been in the 1940s. Pittsburgh was the center of making armaments for the war effort, which funded the nightclubs, Black music, Black businesses, really created an era of prosperity.
In the evening, we watched the grown-ups go back and forth to the clubs. They were all very spiffy, dressed up. It was quite a joy to watch them.
Center Avenue corridor was filled with businesses. You never had to leave for anything.
By the late 1950s, Pittsburgh was really prosperous. The mills were running, but the mills produced tremendous pollution. People were not interested in living in a place that was so filthy. So the city set out to do something about it and produced what's called the Renaissance.
The word started going around that everybody was going to have to move. They were going to demolish the neighborhood. I remember wondering, why? Where are we going to move to? What's going to happen with our friends? It was a frightening experience. They created a racially segregated housing plan accommodating white families with government subsidies that enabled them to move to the suburbs, and they gave Black families public housing. As the civil rights movement was heating up, the conditions on the street were heating up.
The NAACP had appointed a man named James McCoy to engage in action against discrimination. McCoy established Freedom House Enterprises. One big need that the Hill had was medical services.
I can remember as a kid, anytime someone was sick, the big black wagon would come up and they would just throw them in and leave. They used the same wagon to put
I'm back.
Dead bodies in, people they arrested, and they also used it to transport people in the community to the hospital.
In 1966, Mayor David Lawrence was speaking just 2 blocks from Presbyterian Hospital. He had a massive heart attack. By the time they got him to the hospital, his brain had been damaged. He could not recover.
One of my friends was very sick. Her mother called the ambulance, so the ambulance didn't come. She ran her daughter, carried her daughter from where she lived to Montefiore Hospital to take care of this child.
You had no alternative but to call the police.
Found my mom laying on the floor. I picked her up, put her on the sofa, called the police. I informed them that she was not drunk, that she was sick, she didn't drink. And they said, well, didn't matter. They weren't going to take her to the hospital. I carried her down the stairs, and I ended up putting her in the back of a paddy wagon. She died 5 days later from a cerebral hemorrhage.
Area code 718. Good evening. Please watch the language. Are you there? 718.
This is King Simon calling from another number, sir.
Peace, black man. How are you? Peace.
Peace. I'm glad you showed that piece. I was glad you showed that clip because I did watch that a few years ago.
That's so. And, listen, me and you know that already. That's but the baby,
exactly.
The babies probably didn't know. So here I am to try if I can educate. Go ahead.
And I want to also big up a brother named Rudy Muhammad. His father started one in Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy back in the day called the Bed-Stuy Ambulance Corps.
Okay.
Where he was serving that community to help save black folks and what was happening in that community, just like the Jews did in their own community in Crown Heights, have their own ambulance corps. So
can I jump in?
Pittsburgh was.
Can I jump in?
Please.
Now, was he connected to our dear brother? And I'm going to say brother. Was he connected to our dear brother, Richard Green from the Crown Heights Youth Collective?
Yes, he was. Big up to. I seen Richard a couple months ago.
Oh man,
yes, no
he's still alive.
Elder's still here. Yeah, the elder's still and walking strong. No wheelchair, no nothing. He's walking strong. He with a train and two train.
Salute.
Yeah, right over there at Crown Heights. Yes, sir. Right over there. Yeah, no respect.
Come on.
But yeah. So so I'm glad you played that history, and especially with Pittsburgh and the music, because I know Billy Strayhorn, which is Lloyd Strayhorn's uncle. He was to the music and all that going through that in Pittsburgh. So, I went to Pittsburgh to study a little of the music history with Dr. Africa about 7 years ago. So it's very rich history that the established Black Americans here have, and I wish the younger ones would study it more.
Wow.
And get it in, and learn it more. Instead of just being emotional.
I don't think that their focus is there now. And I'm not trying to clown anybody, nor am I saying what they should or they shouldn't do. But you and I, it's good that we can pause, for the moment and then show them something that they may or may not have known about. My audience is very, very smart, college educated homeowners and professionals. So they probably knew, but for babies who didn't know, they need to know that the first EMT, ambulance service in America came out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, created by foundational Black Americans. Go ahead.
Exactly. And what's so funny, my father, when he came out of the military, he's from Jamaica, but he came out of the military in the late 50s, 60s, and he became a paramedic here in New York.
Nice.
So I used to see the ambulance coming, and his mother was a nurse and a midwife through Cumberland Hospital, Jewish Hospital, and also St. Mary's here since the late 50s. So, I've seen this nursing stuff and all this all through my life, man, helping each other, and nurses and doctors coming to the house to really meet with each other, all because they was being treated from racist doctors and racist nurses, which they came to the house and met and talked about this. So I used to be right there as a little child, hearing a lot of this, and I recall a lot of stuff over there in Crown Heights. That where I was born. I was actually born in the Jewish hospital, so I know.
Can I jump in a second, King Simon?
Yes, sir.
Let's go back. Elder Richard Green. Again, he had the ambulance. I remember him with the walkie-talkies. Yes. I went to his office a few times, and not only did he put up basketball courts and things like that, but he had a radio show on Mega Everest College, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
My auntie was a professor. I don't want to say her name, but she was a professor at Mega Evers. I'll tell you her name later.
Later, yeah.
Yeah. But Richard Green. Wow, he's still alive. I spoke to one of his daughters.
He looks good, man. Star, you would love you. And his energy is vibrant, man.
Please.
I see him at the 2 train on the Franklin Avenue, and if I see him again, I think I got his number, so I got to give him a call.
Hold on, King Sal, hold it.
Yes,
please tell him I
Yes,
said
sir.
hello and thank you, because he came over to my game room on 2 occasions.
Yes. Go ahead.
Easy.
Talk about it.
Easy. He came
Yes,
to
sir.
the game room on 2 occasions to talk to me about some of the little
activities.
Some of the GT youth, what they were doing up on the park. Anyway, well, hey man,
yes,
you were born and raised in the Nation of Islam.
Grew up in the Nation, yes.
Okay, I'm not sure if you heard me earlier. I played some audio.
Yes, I heard.
You've heard it before. It's not AI. The minister did apologize.
Yes, he did.
But man, was he talking that boss talk.
Yeah, I mean, that was as I was raising in the Nation, and I'll still be objective because for those who love Malcolm and love the messenger, and those who love Mr. Farrakhan, we know during that time it was a heated moment back in those times, and anybody would have wished the death of Malcolm in the Nation. But the messenger told everybody not to touch him. Everybody was told not.
Well, hold on.
According to history.
Hold on. According to
yes, sir.
History, but in the audio that I played,
I heard that.
Minister Farrakhan says that the messenger said, "And what if we did kill him?" So
yes, okay.
Hold on. So what history has now said, in comparison to what Minister Farrakhan said. I'm going to play it again. Minister Farrakhan said that the messenger said, "And what if we did kill him?" So that led me to believe decades ago, it's just a theory, decades ago, that the messenger may have pushed a button on Master Fard Muhammad and got him up out of here, because all we know is that he disappeared, right?
That's all we know. I don't believe he got him taken out. But you remember Noble Drew Ali got taken out. Please remember that. And a lot of people hated him, and everybody was around at that time. So why did he get taken out? That's a whole nother story. But I'm not gonna go there.
No. Stay with me.
Go ahead.
Stay with me, brother King Simon. And you're like a brother to me. I'll give you that.
Yes, sir, brother.
You said something I didn't want to say about Noble who? Drew who?
Noble Drew Ali from the Moorish Science Temple, sir.
Right. So he got taken out, right?
Yes, yes, he did.
So my theory,
vicious beatdown.
It's just a theory that the messenger to the black man took out Master Fard Muhammad. I mean, he was phenotypically Caucasian with straight hair, right?
Well, his father was black, as the lessons teach, and the mother was white. Let's get it straight, okay? Let's get it straight.
I got it straight, but I'm saying phenotypically, he looked
Caucasian. Yeah, phenotypically, yeah.
He looked Caucasian. So
right, and they already explained it.
I'm so glad that you said that Noble Drew Ali was taken up, because during that time, I mean, men moved differently, And
you got to remember, Star, that the messenger had to run from certain states to states because they tried to take him out.
Come on.
See, that's why I don't think he took out Master Fard Muhammad. I think they was trying to take out all of them that was professing Islam in America, because it goes back. Because remember, the Ahmadiyya was strong, and the other Muslim sects was hating on this new form of Islam coming through without the Arab influence. We got to know this.
Hang on a second, King Simon. Whoa. Kevin, thank you so much. Kevin, was it the Howard Johnson? You might be right, sir. Was it the Howard Johnson on La Cienega? And Santa Monica was a block or two away. Yeah, maybe it wasn't the Days Inn. Was it the Howard Johnson? 4:00 in the morning, my Puerto Rican girlfriend went out to get some cigarettes, and a gang member slapped her. All three of us were on coke, so I said, "Go have a seat. Nobody's running outside high on coke because you got slapped. Anyway, all right, King Simon. So
Yes, sir.
Listen, I'm just rambling, but now I asked the question. You can say, Star, you're wrong. I'll take that from you. I asked the question earlier. Was the Nation of Islam the first drill rappers? Please.
Now, what do you mean by that? Please explain that, the drill rapping. Why do you say that? And then I'll answer, please. Why do you say that?
Well, they went on a drill. And they've gone on a few drills. For those who know the history, they went out in Los Angeles. What was that, in the early '60s? You know, they'll get a nigga up out of here. You know, but with regards to Malcolm, you know, it has been proven that the shooter was in Newark, New Jersey, living his life. Newark, New Jersey. Okay. And I have no proof. You know, they may have taken out Dr. Khalid Muhammad. I have no proof, sir. What do you think?
I have no proof of that, too. And let me say this. Remember, the messenger was trying to follow government. He was trying to create a government. And we know in history that the American, European government has taken out treasonous acts for at least 117 to 200 people, according to history. People can Google this and research this. So if you're trying to follow what the government of America is doing in regards to how you handle government to keep a righteous government, because that's why he wanted a certain amount of land to raise his own government and create his own nation. Yes, it could have been, you can consider the nation in the black community could have been the founder of drill, but not exactly. It's really coming from the Eurocentric mindset of doing that type of stuff, because they've been doing that, wiping out their treasons. And you know, the most famous is Benedict Arnold. Let's get the most famous is Benedict Arnold. The most famous is Benedict Arnold.
Can I just?
So let's go.
Okay. Can I just add one more thing to this? Back in the days on Nostrand Avenue, what was the name of that store? You know, when you're heading down towards I forget the name of the store where we used to go buy the cassettes of Minister.
Respect for life.
Respect for life.
Yes. My brother Jabril. I just spoke to Jabril last month. I just spoke to him.
The store's not there anymore, right? The store's not there.
Nah. They moved to online now. But they raised the rate in that. They raised the rate in that neighborhood.
Right. But now, but hold on a second. I'm gonna finish this up and I'll let you land your plane. Back in the 90s. Minister Farrakhan's lectures, along with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, for a short time, they were putting beats to the audio.
Yes. Mustafa and Jabril. Yes.
Right. And I think I could be wrong. I think it was either Minister Conrad Muhammad or Minister Kevin Muhammad, peace be upon him.
Peace be upon him. Yes.
Asked them to stop putting the music to the messenger and Minister Farrakhan.
No, they didn't stop. You know, let me give you a history. The first person to put music to Minister Farrakhan's and messenger's voice on WNWK was Brother Ramza, the ringmaker.
Okay.
Brother Ramza, he was the first to do that before any of these young dudes. He was putting jazz behind it. Because I followed suit with him on my radio show when he taught me how to do it. I did the same thing on WNWK back in the 90s when he was doing it, when it was WHIB or I forgot the title was, and he was doing it also on LIB for a quick moment too. It was called Introspection,
right?
The Black Connection into the Ramza, Brother Ramza. You remember Ramza was the ring maker for Malcolm X. That ring everybody sees Malcolm famously wear on that poster. He made that ring. That was Brother Ramza. So so I know this.
I'm not arguing about who started doing it, but I'm saying I remember at some point they asked them to stop putting music because it was almost like, you know, giving in to the hip hop, even though they were, you know, standing standing for all hip hop to see. It was a little too much. Anyway. Hey, man, so you say...
Well, they didn't really stop it. You know, they didn't really stop it because Public Enemy started doing it, and then Ice Cube started doing it, and Jigaboo Planets, Jigaboo Planets, and, of course, X-Clan. Everybody started doing it after because they got that message from them, too. So we got to show that respect that they did keep it up anyway after that happened. So big up to Mustafa and also to Grill Muhammad. Yeah. Yeah. But thank you, Star. Thank you very much for allowing me to come on.
Good to talk to you, King Simon.
And welcome to New York. Welcome back to New York.
I'll see you soon.
Yeah, we'll have a meeting. All right. Talk.
Okay.
Salute.
King Simon, great man. He and I connected when I was in New York during the holidays. Spirit, Smooth Tunes. Good to see you, man. What's cracking on your platform? Anything we need to promote, let me know. Send me an email. Hey, thank you, whoever in the live chat. I think you're right. I think it was a Howard Johnson Hotel, La Cienega, and Santa Monica. My first time out there. I hate to even mention this, but doing fish scale. Bitch said, I'm going outside to get some cigarettes. What? I said, don't do it. And she did it. All right, guys, sit tight in the phones. Let me make sure I'm responding to your Cash App donations. Thank you so much. Blade, good to see you, man. Hey, Evelyn. Evelyn, are you tapping in? Evelyn's from Long Beach. Evelyn, is that you? Area code 951?
Hey, Star, how you doing?
Hey, good to hear from you. How you feeling?
If that's another story, I'll talk to you about it another time. Okay. But anyways, if you really from Long Beach, you know that there is no real eating spots, black people food.
Okay.
Or I'll just say fair.
Okay.
Except for it is a Roscoe's down there. Mm-hmm. But all the other restaurants out of business. Mm. All the other clubs out of business in Long Beach. And I think I talked to you before about
Long Beach.
Yeah, that Snoop can't come to Long Beach and give a real, like, in the we got a convention center down there, and also like a stadium. He can't come there and give a concert. Why? Because people don't know how to act, don't know how to dress, don't know how to sit down. And the man Stevie Wonder was there. Y'all could have had some respect for him.
Talk about it.
That man is what, 70-some years old? Yeah. And he was coming out to try to help.
Yeah.
That was just wrong.
It was wrong, yeah. Well, Evelyn, if I can ask, I mean, I have no proof. Maybe I'm just doing too much, you know. And the Nation of Islam, they're not the only ones, but they are, you know, highly respected when it comes to black salvation, you know. But now they have, you know, handled things in a way history has shown us that is not the most respectable way to deal with things. So I just asked a question: were they the original drill rappers? Do you think that the gangs in Long Beach that did what they did, do you think that there will ever be any type of resolve, or is it just an ongoing thing? We have to deal with it. It's never gonna change, and you know we should expect violence whenever certain groups and cultures get together.
No, I don't think we should accept it.
Okay.
Because everybody is not the same.
Okay.
It's two major gangs in Long Beach. Rolling 20s and Insane.
Okay.
Now, y'all, it doesn't matter that you are a gang member. This man was down here trying to open up a business. He done spent plenty of money. Restaurants are real money to put in a place, and especially down there, almost because where he was at is almost to Ocean Boulevard, which is where the beach is that runs right there. So maybe it's like 3 blocks away. That's prime real estate. This man has spent a lot of money for you to come, some kids, gang members maybe, I don't know, and just wreck the place.
Are you talking about Black Sam spent a lot of money? Who are you talking about in particular?
Oh, I'm just saying in general, if you coming down there where he's at, where the Marathon Burger opened up at, that is some prime real estate down there in Long Beach. And a rest.
Well, hang on a second now, Evelyn. I appreciate you, and you were born and raised in Long Beach, right?
Yes.
Okay. And I say this with all due respect. Did Black Sam check in? He's not from Long Beach, right? He's not from Long Beach.
That's true. But why should he have to check in? Are we all?
Hang on, Evelyn. Evelyn, we may not like the reality of things and the way they are in a lot of California, but you got to check in. Even Star learned you got to check in. I just gave a story, a real story, about somebody going out for 4 o'clock in the morning for some goddamn cigarettes. Bitch, have a seat. We're not, you're doing too much.
But you know what, Star? Maybe she was going out to try to catch a date for you.
No. Evelyn, don't make excuses for her. All of that was done with. We're in the junior suite. Sit down.
Oh, okay.
Sit down. Have a drink. When the Coke is out, go to sleep or just go watch TV. Everybody's got to check in. Did Black Sam check in? That's the question.
Well, maybe not. Maybe because Snoop was there, he felt like he didn't have to check in.
Bingo.
Maybe he checked in with him.
Bingo. Yeah. Bingo. Yeah.
I mean, I even like I said, it might have been even some more stars up in there, or celebrities of some type. Older people. Respect that if you don't respect anything else. I'm quite sure that you can see Black Sam somewhere else and have this business going on. You don't have to go downtown with this. That's why they don't. First of all, Long Beach, I hope that he get to keep his place. Because, like I said, every place been shut down. It's no clubs or any black clubs or anything in Long Beach. And it used to be a lot of them. And if you find...
Can I throw you a curveball, Evelyn? Can I throw you a curveball?
Okay.
Do you know who I was told is one of the original people that made people from other states check in?
Who?
Barry White. He was from Watts, right?
Well, yeah, because he was a gang member.
Easy now.
So maybe so.
I think Barry White started the check-in shit back in L.A. County. To my knowledge, I could be wrong, but go ahead.
Well, Long Beach is in L.A. County. All right. It borders L.A. County and Orange County on the other side.
But Barry White back in the 70s used to make people check it. That's what I was told from older, people who I learned from working at the record companies. Anyway, Evelyn, great to talk to you.
Can I ask you this,
yes,
Star? Was it his check-in, some extortion check-in?
I don't know, Evelyn. I'm not doing all that. I just heard Barry White.
No, I was just asking.
Barry White is from that.
Now this check-in that they got now, it seems like it's for some type of a way to extort you.
Yeah. Barry White was extorting people. That's what I was told. If you can't, because see, Soul Train started in Chicago, but then when it went out to LA, you had to check in with Barry White. If you were going on Soul Train, you had to check in.
What?
Ellen, I got to go. I'm talking too much. Great to talk to you.
All right.
Thank you so much.
I'll talk with you later.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Anybody from my era? Anybody ever heard that? Barry White used to make people check in. Here we go.
From New York, Black Journal investigates black or white superiority. When Black Journal originates in various cities, viewers in that area can participate by calling in. This edition, From New York, features Dr. Francis Welsing, Professor of Psychiatry, Howard University College of Medicine, and Dr. William Shockley, Professor of Physics, Stanford University. And now our host, the executive producer, Tony Brown.
Hello, welcome to this edition of Black Journal. We have two very prominent educators, scholars on Black Journal tonight, and we feel that it is important to defend the First Amendment rights of all Americans. Dr. William Shockley, one of our guests, has had quite a difficult time speaking at some universities, and particularly some black college students do not agree with his theories. On Black Journal, we feel that Dr. Shockley's rights in the First Amendment area are parallel to black people's rights. That is, that Dr. Shockley must have a platform for his views if black people are to have a platform for their views. Dr. Frances Welsing, on the other side, has difficulty in expressing her views on legitimate mass media outlets because many whites do not agree with her theory of genetics. Now let's find out what the controversy is about. Dr. Shockley, please give us the benefit basically of what your theory is.
My principal point, Mr. Brown, is not so much a theory of black-white differences, but is summed up in one word, which is the theme of my appearance on your program and my efforts, and the word is dysgenics. And dysgenics means effectively downbreeding, retrogressive evolution. And I fear that this is worst for the black community, and I particularly welcome an opportunity to appear on Black Journal just for these reasons. And let me say also that when I first met Dr. Welsing, it was not black students who were disrupting, but white students. And Dr. Welsing made a very sincere and I thought extremely effective effort, a well-planned effort. It was not effective with these white students at Staten Island Community College, so I would have a chance to speak. In fact, I think they prevented her from saying what she wanted to say when she was trying to gain me a platform. So my main theme is that we have problems that we should face and we should look at connected with dysgenics. And I welcome any opportunity I have to bring this out so that people can look at it and worry about it.
Dr. Shockley, you are accused of having a theory that is a white racist theory. How do you respond to that?
Well, I respond to that by saying that I've considered whether or not I am a racist. Racist is an epithet that used to damage my self-esteem, but it doesn't anymore. I feel it's untrue. If you look in the dictionary as to what racist means, it means emotional feelings, irrational feelings associated with fear and hate. If I really had those, I don't think I would be here this evening. I feel that what I'm engaged in is a demand for diagnosis, and I'd like to say some more about this chart, which we'll come to probably later, which shows the disproportionate rates of reproduction for the least effective elements of the black community. I'd like to say more about that than we should in just this brief introduction. But I think there is another word that better describes what I'm involved in, and that word is raceology, which means a scientific analysis of racial differences. And I have a faith that reason is a good thing, and I feel as you do about the First Amendment, but maybe with a slightly different emphasis. I think the really important thing about the First Amendment is it is a way of guaranteeing a high likelihood that truth will emerge as a result of conflicting ideas being expressed, and I have a thesis and a basic belief that truth is a good thing and will be of benefit to man.
Thank you. Dr. Francis Welsing, give us the benefit of your...
Let me stop right there. Now, keep in mind, he is a physicist, right? Nobel Prize winner with two other people, not by himself. He's speaking about an area that he is not certified in. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled because he's holding up cute little signs and she's going to eat him alive. Pay attention.
Theory, please.
Well, my theory was, I wrote the paper in 1969. I wrote a paper called The Crest Theory of Color Confrontation and Racism. And the sole reason behind writing that paper was an attempt to understand the behavior of white people in relationship to all people of color, every place in the world, black, brown, red, and yellow people. And the paper was presented to the Americans at the National Medical Association, the section on psychiatry in neurology, because back in 1969, the Black Caucus in the American Psychiatric Association, we had said that racism, and when we talk about racism, we're talking about the white supremacy behavior of white people, that racism was the #1 mental health problem in the nation, and it was the #1 cause of other mental health problems. And I wanted to understand what this thing of racism really is all about, because it's the thing that has caused woe and misery and suffering for the vast majority of the people on this planet that are classified as non-white. And in my attempt to understand why the necessity of white people to keep saying that white is superior and that the condition of non-white is inferior. And the more I thought about it, in conjunction with an idea that a friend of mine had, that racism was a worldwide behavioral system for the maintenance of white supremacy by a small minority of people. I put those ideas together with what we know about genetics, what we know about the condition of skin whiteness itself. The condition of skin whiteness is the genetic inability to produce skin pigment called melanin. This is a genetic recessive trait. It is a genetic deficiency state, not as defined by Francis Welsing, but defined by geneticists and dermatologists, that the inability to produce the skin pigment of melanin or melanin pigment is described as albinism. And I think that white people, even though most white people are not consciously understanding their problem in genetics, they are certainly aware that they are genetically dominated by people of color. That's why it was a statement, one drop of black blood makes you black, because people of color have the genetic capacity to annihilate white people. And so unless white people control the reproductivity.
I got to jump in here for a second. Are you following what she's saying? Of course you are. I just want to say this. Back in the 60s and the 70s, it was really nice to see people let other people speak. You ever notice that? Today, when we watch news platforms or whatever, people are trying to get in on top of each other. But back in these days, they let each other speak.
Of people of color, then we can postulate that perhaps one day there won't be any white people. And I think that the very survival of white people necessitates that they project genetic inferiority on people of color, because it is they who really are aware that they are genetic recessive and perhaps genetically inferior to people of color. And I am not saying this to call the condition of skin whiteness to say, well, no, white people are inferior. I'm not saying it for that purpose, but I think that it is of prime importance for the majority of people in the world to understand why it is that white people have to, the effective majority, large numbers of white people, have to move in a hostile, in an aggressive way against people of color, and have to constantly focus on it's you who's genetically inferior, because they realize that there's something wrong with their genetic status. Now,
may I take a call?
Oh, sure,
all
please.
Right. Let me, so that, because we have a number of calls, and we'll see what the public wants to find out also. Just 1 second. Hello, go ahead, please. You're on Black Journal.
I would like to ask a question. Why does the doctor feel that his theory, Dr. Shockley, why does he feel that your theory is correct?
Well, let me say that's a long question. Let me point out one aspect. It's a question that calls for a very long answer. I think I might just at this point say that in a time like 1 hour, we may expose a problem and encourage thinking about it, and this is a very valuable thing. But to cover either Dr. Welsing's views or mine, and let me say here are, just to show that these things exist, is a pamphlet that she was good enough to give me some time ago.
This one's upside down.
Well, that one's upside down.
Yeah,
thank you.
Right.
And this is one of my own. It's actually a collection of a debate.
The Imperatives of Ethnic Education is yours.
This is the issue of the journal. Mine was, the title of my paper is somewhat different from this, but I want to say that, speaking for myself, if people would like to write to me at Stanford University, I have a post box there, Post Box S, which is the same as Shockley and Stanford. I will try to supply more information, and I'm sure Dr. Welsing will say what she can do.
Master of technology. Hang on. Okay. Whoever's call was on the line, you dropped out. If you want to call back, I'll take a few calls here. This is just a nice debate, if you will. We pretty much finished up on the Marathon Burger ongoing, opening. Hold on a second.
About telling people how to reach her pamphlet. But now let me say this chart that I held up a moment ago is very important in respect to this question of why I think there may be what proves a basic difference. But I'm going to say that if there were not a basic difference in intellectual capacity in the past, there probably will be a basic difference between black and white intellectual capacity in the future, simply because of the reproduction patterns.
Salute to the white man bringing big pieces of cardboard with shit written in magic marker, like he's teaching a third grade class. Hey there, area code 718. Good evening. Please watch the language. Are you there, 718?
Thank you for revealing that star, Dr. Shucking and jiving against our Empress. Our Empress.
Let's go, King Simon.
Empress, I stand on that.
Let's go.
Yes, I have to. Yo, come on now. Frances Cress Welsing. Oh, I met the beautiful doctor years ago. She signed my book.
Oh, there she?
Yo, that. Yeah, go ahead.
Come on.
What you said?
Come on, you have the floor.
That sister articulately did that and broke him down to the floor. If you watch the whole thing.
Well, listen,
family, you gotta go watch.
I've seen this before, but I want to just play so we can have a healthy discussion for some who, again, the younger generation who maybe is not up to speed. But go ahead. What else do you want to tell people about Dr. Welsing, please?
Her chief professor and teacher was Dr. Neely Fuller. Let's not play. And Neely Fuller wrote the compendium of this of understanding white supremacy and black history and all of that. So big up to him who also passed on. And y'all better salute Dr. Frances Cress Welsing on her birthday, March the 18th. Salute that woman for her. She's an ancestor now. Enough respect. And Neely Fuller. Both of them are ancestors. So, man, you playing one of
Dr. Neely Fuller.
Dr. Neely. Yeah, Dr. Neely Fuller. But I'm glad you're playing that for the educational purposes for the babies.
Salute, man. Good to talk to you.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, salute.
King Simon tapping back in. 929. This is an extended show. We're just playing a couple of educational videos. Are you there, 929?
Yeah, I'm there. I want to talk about, you brought up China.
Yeah, I was just asking, but do you have any info? I'm just curious as to China's going to have to respond at some point. Well, what is the name of that canal where they get their crude oil delivered from?
Yeah, I forgot what it's called, but it's the main one where not just Iran, but Saudi Arabia too.
Right. Come on.
But I think you brought up China. I think that's the main point why we're there.
Yeah.
Because when you look out big picture, that's our main threat, China. And Iran, it gets everything from China. China's the only one still buying from Iran now because of all the sanctions and stuff like that. And so what China wants to do, they were about to ship advanced anti-ship missiles. So advanced weapons to Iran. And the reason why this is important, we're doing this now. So for example, we took Venezuela off the board. And now if we take Iran off the board, let's say it becomes pro-American, we have a bunch of bases all around the Middle East, in Saudi Arabia, in Qatar, UAE. So once this is taken care of, we could ship all those bases, take them out, and just move them over to Asia. So basically, we're getting less of our problems once we take care of this and can focus on China.
Well, listen, I am a proud American, but are we poking the bear, China? Because China made statements going back to the 50s where they were prepared to lose 1 million people per day. Do you remember that? Who said that? I'll Google it, but they've been talking greasy for decades. You there?
Yeah, but they're not at the point. But they're not at the point to do anything, or they would have went into Taiwan already, or support Iran. They're not at the point that yet. So this is why it's important to do it now, before things get serious in the future.
So they're pump faking, in layman's terms?
I guess so. They're not helping Iran.
Okay, well,
they're not yet. They might get there, you know, in the next decade. Obviously, they're getting stronger and stronger, but this is why it's important to take care of things now before we get to that point.
Right. Okay, so how long do you think they're going to sit back and watch this play out? Because Trump is talking that talk. He's talking boss talk. You know, what's next in your opinion in terms of what America and Israel will be doing?
Well, I think hopefully we finish up soon, maybe a few weeks, and that's it, and it'll look good.
Okay.
For example, because you're talking about closing the straits, but it doesn't really help Iran too, because they get their most money from Iran. So basically, they're hurting themselves also if they do decide to close the straits.
Okay.
And I like to just respond to, I know you have a lot of Jew haters, Israeli haters. They say they did this war because of Israel. But the U.S. was in a war a few months ago with Venezuela, right?
You have the floor. I'm responding to Mike. Go ahead.
Yeah, so they were in Venezuela. Was that also because of Israel? No. The U.S. is a superpower. It does things that's in its interest. So Venezuela was in U.S. interest, and taking care of Iran is also in U.S. interest. Like I said, because of Chinese play. And this also helps on the side. It helps Israel. So it just kind of benefits each other. The first war we ever fought as a country, the U.S., early 1800s, was in the Middle East. This is when the monotheist of Israel was even there.
Right.
So we were involved in this region long before the state of Israel even existed, the monotheist. So to say that we're here right now because of Israel just doesn't make any sense.
Well, that's not what I was saying. A lot of people are saying that. I'm more concerned about China, and you know, we're sniffing around, we're poking around, you know.
Well, I agree. This is why we're taking care of the small problems first, so we can focus on the big ones. So basically, if this, like I said, say if everything works out, hopefully good, in 2 months, we could start even, like I said, start taking out those bases all around the Middle East.
Yeah.
Because why all those bases we have there? You know, it's not like Israel is going to invade Saudi Arabia or Qatar. They're all there because Iran. So we could start taking all those bases and moving them to Japan, to Korea, whatever.
Hang on a second.
That's my
no.
2 cents.
Stay with me. I just wanted to put something on the screen here. I didn't want to remove. Okay. Somebody had a comment. I want to make sure I got it in. All right. So, anything else? I'm not cutting you short with regards to either the shooting out in Long Beach, or do you want to finish up on something else we were speaking about?
No, I'm good. I just want to give him my 2 cents about this. You brought up China, so.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Keep me up to speed, man. I appreciate the call.
All right. Have a good night.
Thank you. Okay. Dana with the data. Okay. Thank you, Dana. Dana's sending me some intel. I don't have my context on. What does that say on the screen? Did people always thinking things will bring the community? It will never happen. I would have been shocked if it wasn't a deletion at the event. Okay, you're talking about the Marathon Burger opening. Thank you for your comment. Guys, you want to keep going with the debate we've just started watching? Let's get back to the white man and his cardboard and like he's teaching the goddamn elementary class.
And these are Census Bureau data, and this is the most threatening aspect. And what it indicates is that for the black women of the lowest intellectual social class, which are rural farm women, generally the education is least, the average number of children is 5.4. For women with college degrees, it's 1.9. And so this is definitely unfavorable. It is reproducing far more at the bottom end and not enough to keep even at the top end.
Dr. Shockley, can
For
you
whites,
explain?
let me just finish this. For whites, the numbers are also in this direction, but nowhere nearly as severe.
Dr. Shockley, I think that in all fairness, you should explain to the audience why it is that you have, first of all, you have a very large segment of the black population who are on farms, who are deprived in cities. Why don't you explain at the time that you're showing this, who is keeping Black people in a situation like they're in? I mean, it could be, you could turn it around the other way, where you could have very large numbers of Black people who are exposed to educational opportunities like white people, who are exposed to housing, who are exposed to health facilities. Why don't you explain that at the same time that you put figures like that?
I'm sure you would explain it,
No, but
Dr.
I think
Welsing,
it's important
but
in
one must
answering.
say first things first. And you've raised the basic question there, and that is whether the disadvantages are primarily a lack of opportunity or whether they are primarily a basic genetic difference. And let me mention one thing, which is that in certain areas there is no doubt about Black superiority. Blacks are superior in visual acuity, and they're superior in a systematic way. Now, I don't expect that people will understand the details of this, but I simply want to show that quantitative work can be done. This happens to be a research job of my own. And what it shows, because these points that you see here lie on a line, which is not the central line, but they lie systematically on a line, what it says is that so far as visual acuity is concerned, Blacks are systematically better than whites. It's as if their bell-shaped curve, their distribution curve, were pushed upwards compared to whites for visual acuity, or at least for the avoidance of bad eyesight, such that if the same shift occurred for IQ, it would mean that the average IQ distribution would be up by 9 points rather than down by about 15 points, which is the typical average.
Dr. Shockley, visual acuity is probably something that the system of white supremacy has not necessarily seen the need to affect the environment that Black people are in so that it will alter the fact that they have visual acuity that is superior to whites. The fact of visual acuity is not attacked in the same way as educational opportunity and job performance is attacked. And I think that
it's evidence for a genetic difference.
Well, you see what I'm saying? There might be many, many more genetic differences where people of color appear superior.
If I may, we have a number of people and would like to get to as many as possible. If you could make your answers, not to compromise your explanation, but if you could make your answers as succinct, I would appreciate it, because we would like to involve the public as much as we can. One moment, please. You're on Black Journal. Go ahead, please.
Yes, I was wondering if Dr. Shockley could explain the basic difference between the course he is taking in explaining white supremacy and the course that Hitler took during the Nazism reign.
Thank you.
Well, there are enormous differences. In fact, the lesson to be learned from Nazi history is frequently very misunderstood. And it is a lesson which Mr. Brown has told us about earlier. It's the First Amendment. It's not that eugenics is intolerable. Actually, the eugenic programs, which are the opposite of dysgenics, eugenic programs are not inconceivable. They're not inhumane. Denmark has been carrying out programs with strong eugenic implications for maybe 30 years. And it's important to note that since World War II, Denmark's per capita homicide rate dropped and is now approximately 1/20th. That is, the number of deaths of probability of being killed in a year by a violent homicide is roughly the order of 100 times less for young Danes than it is for young American Blacks. Now, but the lesson, let me say what the lesson of Nazi history we have in this country, and it will protect us. It's just the thing that makes this program possible. The First Amendment, which allows freedom of speech. If one believes that is not the right answer, then one has to be one of the most anti-German racists that can be. If one believes that the German people would have tolerated the concentration camps and the gas chambers, if news media, like the programs that Mr. Brown is setting on, if those people were willing to bring discordant views out into the open, I don't believe the concentration camps and the gas chambers could have continued to exist in Germany.
I'd like to comment, because I'd like to say that I don't think that there's a major difference between what Dr. Shockley is doing. I don't think that Dr. Shockley is fully aware of what he is doing and why he is doing what he's doing. But the long-range implications of what he is doing are no different than the propaganda campaign that Hitler and his Nazi unit carried on in Germany that ended up eliminating 6 million Jewish people. Now, what is most interesting is that Hitler said the very same thing. He said, number one, that the Jews were genetically inferior to the Aryans. Number two, he was aware that the Semites had genetically dominant material genetic material to the Aryans. And if we begin to understand the way that people who were in Europe at the time that the Semites arrived from Africa, when the Semites arrived in Europe from Africa, they were people who had substantial amounts of color and who had very kinky hair because they were from the continent of Africa. And the Europeans, the white people who were there, had a reaction, a color reaction to the Semites that is no different than the reaction and the concern on the part of people who are white in this area of the world or any other area of the world to people who have the genetic capacity to produce color, who can genetically annihilate their position. And I think it's very, very important. Even though Dr. Shockley, I am convinced that Dr. Shockley believes that he is perhaps elevating science with all of his charts and all of his figures, but he doesn't understand the things that propel him as a white individual in a social system that has programmed him throughout his life and programmed large numbers of people like him to focus on the genetics of people.
I have to jump in. How about that sweater? That sweater is fly. I just want to say that.
Color in such a way as to destroy people of color.
Okay. Take another call. 1 minute. You're on Black Journal. Go ahead, please.
I had a question for Dr. Shockley. I'd like to know, is it possible to determine the amount of intelligence genes covering intelligence will have, since intelligence level is an objective man-made criteria? I know that you can determine genetically such things as mongoloidism and things of that nature, which we give an objective definition to and say that they can perform academically. Now, can this work the other way?
Well, one of the main elements of the campaign I am undertaking to bring objectivity in this area bears very closely on the question that was asked. The issue is, to what degree is difference in intelligence between individuals determined by their difference in environment, and to what degree is it determined by a difference in their genes? That is, which pushes the intelligence up and down more. Now, right at that point, one runs into a difficulty because a really adequate definition of intelligence, which can be generally agreed upon, doesn't seem to exist. IQ is some sort of a measure of intelligence, but it's a very man-made, limited thing. Nevertheless, one can come to significant conclusions about this. And the significant conclusion that I come to, and I think there's only one chance in 2,000 of being significantly wrong, is that differences in genes between individuals in typical white or Caucasian populations have 80% of the effect of whatever it is that pushes IQ up and down, and within that milieu, that range of environments, the differences in environments have only about 20%. And this is one of the items that is dealt with in some length in that pamphlet that I was holding up, and if Mr. Brown wants to encourage me, I will say more about it. But that's, in brief, the answer I come to.
I appreciate the brevity. Thank you.
Let me just comment here that Dr. Shockley has.
Let me jump in here because she, Dr. Welsing is just ready for the get down. Tony Brown is still alive, to my knowledge, from Tony Brown's journal. This is his show from 1974, in case you're just now joining me. Can anybody confirm Tony Brown is still alive? He's got to be in his 90s.
Absolutely no way of proving that genes control intelligence and in more of a manner than the environmental influences that one is exposed to. And I think that I have a definition of intelligence that I use, and the definition is that it is the ability to decode the environment. That means to ascertain what is happening in the environment and to develop behavior that is appropriate to it. Now, things that influence behavioral performance, that is our response to the environment. It has to do with what kinds of security systems we develop with that are in our homes, what kind of environmental influences are affecting us. And we measure this every day in terms of school children's performance. If they're in a bad environment, you put them in a better environment. You can improve their performance scholastically. And I think that this is a major element that Dr. Shockley leaves out. I can understand why, because the racist system does not want to alter the dynamics of deprivation within the environment. It would prefer to say, no, the reason that you can't perform has something to do with your genes. It doesn't have anything to do with what we're doing as the population of whites to deprive people of color of the same opportunities that we give ourselves.
I'd like to say that I must make a correction here, which is I restricted my remarks. Dr. Welsing extended them in a very important way and into an important area, but that would take more than 3 times as long to cover. I restricted it to Caucasians and did not cross the racial gap. To try to deal with the racial gap, the difference in this, and give a reason for that. Dr. Shockley, you are try to think about this thing. Give us a reason why this racial gap is there, and in brief, is I've made a parallel before. It's like asking Picasso or some famous painter who can produce orderly structures on a piece of canvas to come up, and you give him a brush and a palette. You say, Mr. Picasso, please show us how you make a beautiful painting with one brushstroke. This is a long and complex argument, and Dr. Welsing, I think, is completely obscuring the issue when she says there is no way of sorting out the difference between
Dr.
genes and
Shockley,
environment.
as long as you are depriving people of the opportunities that you extend to yourselves or others like you, not that you're the one who is doing it by yourself, and certainly not that, but as long as that is happening, then people have no right to begin to compare or to hand the same test to the individuals who are deprived and the individuals who are not deprived, and then start saying, well, something is wrong with the people who are deprived, something is wrong with their genes that they cannot perform. Now, I think that I would be quite willing to accept, any group's genetic inferiority in terms of performance once you grant equal opportunity. If you're able to demonstrate after you give Black people, as after the collectivity of whites give people of color, the very same opportunities that they give themselves, then wait a minute, then if we look at the results, I'll be glad to accept those results. But I think what is interesting is that white people cannot stop depriving people of color of the same opportunities that they give themselves. That is very interesting behavior, that you want to compare, but at the same time, you cannot stop saying, no, you cannot have the same opportunities that I'm going to give myself.
May I
stop right there. Okay, are we good? Do we keep going? I mean, I can watch more of this. I don't want to play the whole thing, but thank you for your donations. Let me go back here a second. Elvis, I got your donation. Big Elvis the chef. Thank you for tapping in. Dante, I got your donation. Thank you. Is it Ty Quinn? Thank you so much. Dr. Welsing is the best. I love her whole style. I mean, the hair, the natural look, the earrings. Thank you for your donation. Daryl, what's going on? Okay. Daryl D, I sent your information to Deeds. Deeds will help you, sir. Oh, wait a minute. What's going on? The white Denzel.
Yeah. Did I hear Ty Quinn? Oh, that's the most Black Irish guy I ever heard in my life. Ty Quinn.
Ty Quinn.
Okay. Go ahead, Ty Quinn.
He sent Skrilla in. I mean, so do you. You sent Skrilla in too, but hold on a second. Let me fix the screen here. What's going on with you, man? What are you up to?
Salute to Ty Quinn.
What are you up to today?
That's a Black Irish dude. That's some Irish American chick in the Bronx got bagged up by some black dude who had a Ty Quinn or something. I never heard that one before.
What's going on?
Yeah, happy Irish American History Month, man.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Right? That's not this month. I don't know why we come behind Black American History Month, but whatever. That's a whole nother topic. Speaking of Soul Sister with the natural that you just had on there.
Doctor.
The thing is.
Doctor.
Welsing.
Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Dr. Soul Sister with the natural.
Go ahead.
The thing that she don't know is nobody's saying the problem with that was like when she said we want the same opportunities, we want all of this, but that means that you want to be like bussed in and go to our schools, right? Like you never see white people get bussed into Black communities. Why not just have just as good schools in the Black communities instead of being like, no, that's not good enough. Like even if you gave us millions and billions of dollars to build up our schools, that's not what we want. What we want to do is we want to go to the white schools where all the white people are. That's where we want to go. And I think that's where the friction comes.
Well, hold on a second. Are you jumping the gun here? I mean, did they even get into that? Yes, she was talking about opportunities and things like that. I mean, they didn't talk about schools yet. Where you going?
Well, opportunities. What she's saying opportunities. I think a lot of it means like in education.
Okay.
Right? Because especially in that time, it would have to be like you get your education and then you're able to access a market of higher paying jobs and skilled jobs. And the gripe has always been that we don't. Our schools and our infrastructure isn't as good as yours in our community. So we want to come to your community and use that. Where I think that leads to friction, where it should be that you should say, we demand money from the federal government because we pay in like everybody else to fix up our communities. Like they have historical black colleges.
Well, let me jump in here for a second. I appreciate you calling in, guys. This is Rory the White Denzel, and he does Spence Skrilla with his show. Now, they haven't gotten to schools and stuff like that. She made reference to opportunities, but hang on a second. Should I assume you're just taking the side of William Shockley, who passed away in 1989? Should I assume you're
No. I'm not. I got to play devil's advocate, and I can't be the pro-black guy, right? I can't be the pan-Africanist. I can't do that. That'd be faking the funk. So I gotta say, like, I gotta speak up for the white people's mentality on this a little bit, right? You know what I'm saying? I can't call in and try to be. I don't pander. I'm not gonna pander. Like Donald Trump. We're from New York. We don't pander. It's not. We're not trying to disrespect them, but we ain't pandering to nobody either.
I was Googling something. All right, stay with me. Hold on, let me just double check something here with regards to William Shockley. He was, what was his field, his expertise in? State psychiatrist. Are you familiar with him, Rory?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I don't know anything about him.
Okay.
Is he from down south?
Well, hang on. He was a professor of electrical engineering at Stanford University. Shockley became known as a racist and as a eugenist. So it's not like he has degrees or certifications in the things that he became.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Hold on. Let me finish. So he
went to Stanford.
Hold on. He gravitated towards this stuff, and because he was a professor, he was taken serious. But yeah, I just want to. He was born in London in the UK.
Okay.
I just wanted to point all that out. Go ahead.
So, if he was born in London in the UK and he's British, then he comes from a long line of slave owners. He would have come from a long line of slave owners who did that to Irish people and then came over to the New World and did that to them. But that can't take away from his credentials. I mean, the man probably has racism built into it.
Well, hang on a second. He was raised in Palo Alto, California. I was trying.
That's a real Anglo.
Rory, you got to listen. You're listening. He was born in London, but his parents moved to Palo Alto, California when he was very, very young, the age of 3. So he was raised here in America. And again, he's a Nobel Peace Prize winner with 2 other people. He's not the only one who got it by money. But listen, do you want to hang on? What's going on with you? I want to play a little bit more of this.
Yeah, I'll hang out. But like I said, you can't take away his credentials. I mean, the man was obviously brilliant, right? He went to Stanford. He has degrees in electrical engineering back in those days. So, yeah, the man was brilliant. You can't say that. But he's a true Anglo-Saxon. That's a real white man. That's a real white man.
Educated. Hang on. I wouldn't say brilliant. He's educated, but hold on. Stay right there.
Heritage line. If he's an Anglo-Saxon,
Hold on. Hey, Boogie, I got your donation on the screen. He says, Rory, you are not white. What the F are you talking about? Our schools. Want to respond to that?
Well, we just made that distinction. I'm not an Anglo-Saxon. White people were slaved by guys like that.
Okay.
So, I mean, who's trying to fake the...
Okay, Ty Quinn sent in a donation. He says, yes, it's Ty Quinn.
White boys over here. We saw Ty Quinn. Ty Quinn.
Okay. He also sends in a donation that says, I'm FBA. Get it straight. All right, Rory, sit tight. Hang on. Let me get back to this This is a really, really good.
Well, he got Irish in him somewhere. What's with the Quinn?
Stay there. Stay there. Okay. Let's get back to this.
Could have been Tyrese.
For sake of moving along again, I would like to ask a question, and Dr. Sharpley, if you could answer it yes or no, I would appreciate it. Do you believe that black people are inferior in intelligence because of their heredity?
I have a standard statement. It is not yes or no. It's memorized. I say at the same time every time I think. What I say is this. My research leads me, and it's a tragic conclusion really, my research leads me inescapably to the opinion that the major cause of the American Negro's intellectual and social deficits is hereditary and racially genetic in origin, and thus not remediable to a major degree by practical improvements in environment.
If you believe that the position relatively of black Americans to white Americans is based on a genetic inferiority, and I will accept the responsibility for that word, then what do you see as the solution to the problem?
Well, I see the first aspect of this is to prevent the problem from becoming worse by dysgenics. This first word
Would
that
you
I
translate
mentioned.
dysgenics for me and the audience?
What I
Would that
meant
be
is
sterilization?
No, dysgenics, you see, means what the...
We got the white man holding up the piece of cardboard again. Peace, the Most High. I was getting ready to pick up your call, but you hung up. Do you want to call back in, or do you just want to watch? The Most High, thank you for your support.
That other chart I showed you says that the least effective element...
Should blacks be sterilized?
No, I have a...
But if blacks are a problem, and we do not allow...
This is inhumane. And
Dr.
I think one can find more humane solutions to this.
Well, then how would... Then
I would propose something in which one of the key phrases, is regardless of sex, race, or welfare status. And this is the proposal. I call it a thinking exercise. It's mentioned in that pamphlet that I showed that you can obtain. And it goes this way, that you would offer a bonus to everyone to be sterilized. Now, we know we have a population explosion problem. We know that in India, that bonuses in the form of transistor radios
would
are
this
offered to
bonus
people.
would this bonus be directed to black people specifically, more than whites?
Mr. Brown, what did I say just a moment ago? I said, regardless of sex, race, or welfare status.
Now, there is a group.
That's what I say.
There is a group of white people to whom this offer should be made also.
Absolutely. Now, the offer is based upon the best estimates, best scientific estimates that one can have of any genetically carried disabilities. Now, there are some, I think, that any humane person would have no doubt about.
Stop right there. Hey, Sheila, I got your comment on the screen. Thank you so much. Sheila from Tower of Love Foundation. Guys, in the community section, you will see a banner for Tower of Love Foundation. Takes you right to Sheila's YouTube channel. Rory, are you there? Where's Rory?
Yeah, I'm here. You know, the moderator, the pro-black moderator is like 85% white himself. I mean, anybody watching the video could see that.
He's being very fair and objective. Tony Brown. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he's very white. I mean, he's way more white than he is black. But I would like to know what the woman, what she has a doctorate in. I mean, that matters, right? Like,
can I ask you, Rory? We're getting some calls here. Can I ask you to Google? You in front of your computer right there?
Yeah, I can Google. What's her name?
Dr. Frances Cress, C-R-E-S-S, Welsing, W-E-L-S-I-N-G. Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. Sit tight. Hold on. Area code 310. Okay. Good evening. Are you there? 310.
It's over.
Okay. Are you there? If not, we got to go. 310.
Here we go.
Okay, I can't hear what you're saying. Rory, are you there? What's going on?
Yeah.
Did you Google it? Or do you need more time? Give him a second. He's Googling, guys.
And Dr. Welsing talked about dominant recessive genes. I want to point out that sometimes a dominant gene can be a very bad thing, and it is a very bad thing for a neurological disease called Huntington's chorea, which is something
Which
like
is more
multiple
prominent
sclerosis.
in white people than black people.
That is correct. And I think that one should offer a large bonus for anyone who might be
Dr.
potentially
Shockley,
carrying Huntington's chorea.
Dr. Shockley, are
Beyond this,
you
it goes
aware-
on with some other factors in this, but Dr. Welsing wishes to speak.
Are you aware that white people have more genetic diseases that affect their nervous system than people of color, than black people?
I wouldn't be at all surprised. And I think
Now,
blacks have apparently have higher heart
that all
problems.
of these, would you suggest that all of these white people who are carrying these defective genes, you know, whose families may carry these defective genes, that they be examined and it would be suggested to them that they be sterilized? Would you suggest this?
Yes, I think I would probably in general, but this is so.
You see, but one thing that you are fully aware that historically in the area of the world in which you live, that there has never been a massive genetic attack on white people. And first of all, the system is not going to allow that. However, there has always a massive genetic attack in terms of suggesting that white people in mass with their various genetic defects, that they be sterilized. You know that you're safe when you say, I mean, you know, across all color lines and economic classes, you know that you're safe when you say that, because the only vulnerable group in this social system are the black people and other people of color who do not have the power to protect themselves politically and socially from the people who will organize the attack. Now, we had recently black children being sterilized in one of the southern states. Now, we have not had examples of white children recently.
This is the case of the Welsh children.
Right, being sterilized with governmental funds. So that when you say you're talking about all groups, you're not really talking about all groups, because the people who are going to be affected by the things that you're saying are black people and people of color. And I want to make this point also, that I don't think that the television audience should simply focus on Dr. Shockley as being responsible for what Dr. Shockley is saying. There's a wide segment of the population that seems to need the kind of reinforcement that Dr. Shockley and the Jensens and the Herrensteins and the others give. There's a need to hear that black people are genetically inferior, just like in the history of Germany, apparently there was a need for that population to hear that the Jews are inferior, so that they can rationalize and justify to themselves the eventual destructive attack that was made in Germany on the Jewish people. And I think that, okay.
I would like to go to the next question, but I want to go to the next question, and from this point on, I'm going to interrupt more frequently. But I would like to ask a question. Dr. Shockley, do you feel that your theory...
Okay, stop right there. Rory, are you there? Did you get her information, Rory?
Yeah, I didn't get anything on her. She has nothing on Wikipedia or nothing.
Frances Cress, C-R-E-S-S, Welsing. Give me a second, folks. Rory's searching.
C-R-E-S-S?
I'll Google it.
Yeah, it comes up some guy Boyle, but give me 1 second.
Pops right up from me. How are you spelling Francis, Rory?
F. I got her. Here she go.
F.
Oh, crazy.
Sound it out. R.
Oh, wait, hold on. No, we have the information.
N.
Yes.
C-E-S.
No, I have her. I have her here.
What do you got? You want to read it, or you want to?
And she has a doctorate in alma mater, Antioch College, Howard University.
Well, she passed away. Can I ask you to read that? And I'll come right back to you. I'll come right back to you. Stay there. Stay there. Okay. All right. He found it. Give him a second.
Is gaining or has support in the governmental areas, the people who could make the decision, let's say, to offer or a bonus for sterilization to people, as you call, I think, the downers in this society?
I'm not aware that there is any. I think the idea that these matters should be discussed and brought out in the open has increased. I think.
In other words, you see you're popularizing this dysgenics concept gaining in popularity.
Well, I would say it is out in the open, the fact that, let me say, the fact that we do not have pickets, as I came in this evening. That there's not the same sort of resentment. I have been on other programs with other moderators, Mr. Brown, in which the hostility and antagonism was so thick.
Well, I think that's a very good observation, and I think that if I, as a black moderator, were hostile toward you, that I would prove that your theory is correct. But I think perhaps maybe my behavior will help you to reconsider your theory. Well, and I see you as an equal, and I feel no need to be hostile.
White Denzel, where are you? Area code 347. Rory.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yes. Yeah. Well, after reading about her, she's a racist, and what was the question? Well, she has a doctorate. She's an MD, which is disgraceful. Because they're supposed to take an oath. They don't care about, they're taking care of patients. And her personal opinion is that the white man is the devil, and that all of us are white supremacists. And how she got her doctorate degree, that's fine. You went to school. But practicing in a hospital with an ideology, a personal ideology like that, no, ain't nobody down with that. Like, are you kidding me? Like, go practice at a black hospital. And she up here talking about we want equal. Well, make it equal. Stop going to the white school. Stop going to the white hospital. No, I'm saying she's a
Anybody want to call in and have a conversation with Rory? You don't have to shout back and forth.
She's a racist boogie, and if it's not good for the goose, it's not good for the gander, man. You know, you either a racist. I'm at a physician masquerading as a physician, and she's a cold-hard racist to her heart. She doesn't like white people, period. You know, she should have moved to her fucking black ass.
Whoa, watch the language, friend and no friend. Hey.
She probably
put him on a hold. Friend and no friend, we'll get you up out of here. Now, are you listening? Friend or no friend? Watch the language. Don't drop the F-bomb again, man. We've been having a good conversation here this afternoon and evening. Slow it down. Hold on. Peace, the Most High.
She's an unapologetic racist.
Peace, the Most High. How are you, sir?
Star, peace.
Peace. It's been an extended show. I'm just playing some video footage here of a debate on Tony Brown's journal. Do you want to join the conversation or address Rory, or just where do you want to go?
A little, I'll address the conversation and Rory too, but actually not really Rory, because actually my birthday, which is in August, came a little early because I was able to hear Rory attempt to read. So that was my birthday gift right there. That was pathetic and pitiful. But anyway, so real quick, the problem is that she's well-read, well-educated, well-researched. The world that we live in speaks to the fact that it's dominated by one specific race and has been for a long time. You, sir, of questionable dentistry practices, call on a regular basis and white this, black this. So as soon as somebody comes with some facts, you want to dispel and debunk what they're saying. You don't come with anything other than what you saw when you was growing up, what you see on the news, what you see on TV. You couldn't even Google her name. So I need to know what you have read, what you've been exposed to, what you researched in depth, that you could speak to coherently, intelligently. I need to hear that. Other than slurs and you being a couch sitting Archie Bunker, I need to hear that.
Okay.
So let's hear that.
Should I bring him back on?
Please do, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna give him a warning too, because friend or no friend. Rory, gotta watch the language, man. I'm gonna push the button on you. Take it easy. We're having a conversation. The Most High has spoken. You want to respond?
Well, I mean, I would never explain myself to a chopped cheese eating bodega hanging out outside, idiot that calls himself the Most High. You too high most of the time to even get the conversation. You want to talk about me, man? I'm not
sober
explaining
now.
myself to you.
I'm at my
ask
job.
Me questions. I don't answer questions, and I definitely don't answer questions for no black man unless he's the prosecutor. So, slow down with asking questions. If you got something to say, you got something to say. What happened? The sister that was up on there. She's a disgrace. She's a disgrace. She might be a medical doctor, you know, and they're good on her work, but she's a racist. If you had a
That's
white
how
racist
stupid you are. She's a psychologist and a psychiatrist. That's how stupid you are. That's how stupid you are.
That white guy.
That's how stupid you are. You don't listen.
Guys,
you don't comprehend.
We got to do one at a time.
I'm sorry. It's my fault.
I comprehend everything. I'm just not
We're going to put Rory on hold. The Most High, you have the floor. We have to do one at a time, please. One at a time. You have the
Rory, she's a psychologist, my guy. She's not a medical doctor. You know, she was. My fault. My fault. So my thing is, you wouldn't have to worry if you were going to a hospital whether she was going to perform surgery on you, which I'm sure she would be way more capable than you were. But she doesn't do. She's not in the medical field. It's psychiatry, sir. She wrote a book that was cited by many scholars of all races. She's been on the Donahue Show by herself, 10 toes down, taking all type of questions and theories and whatever and shutting them down. The world that you celebrate when you call is the world that she's researching and bringing to life and showing you that the 9 aspects of activity throughout the world, a certain race controls those: schooling, banking, entertainment, so on and so forth. I read her book. I do not know all 9 in order off the top of my head, but it's one of the best books that I ever read. You should read too after you get out of 3rd grade. Okay. Because again, you trying to read was pitiful. Never get on this show again and disrespect anybody black until you get some remedial reading classes. Okay. That was pathetic, champ.
Let's bring him.
Yo, she ain't no Cardi B. She ain't no Little Kim. Don't nobody know her. Don't nobody know her, man. You pretend like you read her book, right? But you know every Cardi B lyric. You know every Little Kim lyric. You know every Nicki Minaj lyric. If you go down
white boy out of pocket, pay attention.
Down your street and knock on every door and ask her if they ever heard about this woman, but ask her if they know who Nicki Minaj is. Ask them if they know who Little Kim is. Before that time, don't nobody know her. Only thing, come on, man, a psychiatrist. I gave her too much credit. I thought she was a medical doctor, but now I see she's just some sort of flunky philosopher or psychiatrist, and she got other black people lying on the couch talking about it's all the white people's fault. Nothing's your fault in your life, honey. Nothing. No, it's not that you have 5 baby daddies. It's not that you have.
All right, Rory, I gotta slow you down because we have to let other people talk. Other people talk.
Oh God! Psychiatry would have been a supremacy. Psychiatry would have
put him on hold. He can't hear me. The Most High. Hold on a second. Hold on. Hey, I'm sorry. Area code 614. Can you hold 614?
Yeah.
Okay. Stay right there. Okay. All right. Let me see if I can let you guys finish this up without yelling, one at a time. The Most High, you want to address Rory or just speak?
The Most High, lie on the psychiatrist's house. It's all the white man's fault, the Most High. The reason you ain't got nothing, the reason your people are still down, lie on the psychiatrist's house and let the black power woman tell you it's all the white. Nothing's your fault. Nothing.
Okay.
It's all the
Rory on hold. The Most High, you have the floor, sir.
Yo, Star, Rory, I live around predominantly white folks, so they don't know who Cardi B is either. I know exactly who Dr. Francis Cress Welsing is. I read a book. I have the book. I know who William Cooper is. I read books. I don't know what you do. You regurgitate. You can't even Google. You could have had Francis Cress Welsing, and you couldn't even do that.
He thought she was an MD.
Thumbs, bro.
I let him talk. He thought she was an MD.
You might not even have thumbs, champ. So also, my thing is too, if you sat down on the couch with a psychiatrist, maybe he can get you over the fact of the Irish curse. You know what the Irish curse is, right? So that probably stems from your inferiority, right? When you see black people revert back to the Irish curse. No, I'm talking.
Rory, you have to let other people talk, or I got to get you out of here. Stop interrupting. Let other people talk. You got to go. Friend or no friend. Stop.
You live in a...
The Most High, go ahead.
So that's all I'm saying. Again, when you can't beat people on the phone with your little corny 4th grade slurs, your fake Howard Stern caller, You start yelling, you go into your third grade rants, and you corny. You sit on the couch too, but it's not for the psychiatrist. It's in your crib. So when we catch you tweaking, when you cam up and you start blinking your eyes and start hitting your Johnny Walker nips on live and all that, that shows you, or that shows all of us where you get your intelligence from. I'm not even tearing you up, pause the way I could, because I'm at my gig, because I'm gainfully employed. So never confuse me with somebody in the corner that can't articulate himself and bust your ass. So watch your mouth, devil.
Okay. The Most High, man. Thank you so much. Peace.
Peace, Lord.
Peace. Okay. All right. Rory, are you sipping? I can't keep pushing the button, man. When I say let somebody else talk, let them talk. I got to get you out of here, man. Are you sipping? What are you doing?
We'll let him talk, you know.
Are you sipping?
Yeah, we'll let him talk. I'm not mad at him.
He's gone.
He's not, yeah.
Are you sipping?
Yeah, no, I'm not mad to him no more. He's off the line. You know, fair fight's a fair fight, you know.
Oh, yeah. All right, so
I
so
ain't
listen,
mentioning him no more.
land your plane. Appreciate you calling in.
Cool.
You and I were texting. I didn't get to play the other video yet, the one you and I spoke about earlier. I may or may not get to it. It's getting kind of late here, but the deadly shooting at the Marathon Burger out in Long Beach, California. You up to speed?
I seen the video of that. You know, what did anybody expect? I mean, you know, gang members opened up a burger joint in South Central LA. Let's all go. You know, maybe they got 10% off. It's worth your life. But I don't, you know, nobody care about that. Let them do what they do. I really want to say, I've seen Israel's getting a little bit of smoke, man. They're getting some, they're getting some bombs dropped on them and shit. And do you know today?
Okay, you're cursing again, Rory. You're cursing again. Got to talk to you later. Salute, salute, salute. Get him out of here, cursing. He's sipping. He can't help himself. Hey there, area code 614. Thank you for your patience. Are you there? 614.
Yes, hello.
Hey.
Hi, this is Kyla.
Hey, Kyla. How are you? Kyla?
Yes, calling from Ohio.
Nice to hear from you. Where do you want to start, dear?
Yeah, I've been watching your show for a couple of years, and tonight was a very good show, especially with the
Dr.
I like the research. Yeah, Dr. Francis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that. So I'm gonna go watch some more of that.
Okay.
And yeah, we need to learn about all this stuff. You know, that's why we're at where we are now. Because of the past, you know, all the people, they fought for us to, you know, have these type of things. They fought really hard. And I think some of us black people, you know, took things for granted. You know, the niggerish shit, you know, they took things for granted.
I need you to watch the language, please. Please watch the language.
Oh,
right?
the niggerish stuff. Yeah, you know, the bad people. You know, we need more doctors, lawyers, police officers.
I hear what you're saying. I'm not so sure if that's still the common objective of quote unquote black people, you know, to do better and to do for self. I think in society we have reached a new level, and I'm not sure what that is, because we've got AI now, we've got technology, and we have those who are proud to be ignorant. So I'm not sure of where we're headed, but hey, I've had a hell of a run. Anything else you want to mention with regards to the topics, the shooting out in Long Beach, California? Or I asked another question earlier. I'm not sure if you were here. I was asking about the Nation of Islam. Did you hear Minister Farrakhan's audio from many moons ago?
Yeah, I heard a little bit of it, just a little bit. With that, it was pretty good. You know, he was a good guy and everything. And I know some guys that still practice that stuff. But yeah, I really don't have too much to say about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate your call. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Bye now. Okay.
Bye.
Oh, there she is, Dana, with the data tapping in. Area code 973. Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for your text message, the information. What's going on? Where do you want to start this evening?
Yeah, because I really don't like bugging you, but it's like, let me just send him this real quick.
No, I appreciate you. Go ahead.
Yeah, so, the guy that called in, I forgot his name, the black guy, and Rory, they saying that she wasn't a doctor, she wasn't an MD, she wasn't a medical doctor. Yes, she was. A psychiatrist is an MD. They can write scripts. She was a medical doctor in psychiatry. She wasn't a psychologist. So she got her MD from Howard University. So she is was a medical doctor. So she's the type of person that can write. Well, if doctors need a consult with a patient that may have some type of mental illness or need to be evaluated, they work in hospitals, they work in ER. So yeah, she was a medical doctor.
Yes, yeah, was as in past tense. Now Rory Rory was making a comparison or a reference to, and he didn't have a full understanding of her credentials, and the Most High was addressing him. But Rory, that's my friend, but at the same time, he was struggling just to find her name. So he's texting me. He's texting me, how do you spell her name? I'm like, oh my God. But
see, that's what Rory will fall into the category of what that guy, what's his name, Stokely, the Dice Genus. Rory will fall under that category.
I don't want to take shots at him. He's not here. But with regards to the debate that I was playing, it was entertaining. William Shockley, but he wasn't educated in the field that he became famous for, racism and eugenics. He was educated in that field. So, all that holding up pieces of cardboard or the envelopes, man, get out of here with that. But what else is going on?
Right. No, and it's she was way above his level. Again, she is an MD. She is a doctor in this field. So, she knows what she talked about. She knew what she was talking about, highly respected, and Howard University owe her an apology and should give her an honorary recognition, because they're the ones who let her go because of her views.
Right.
But
what year was that? I forget. Do you know what year that was? Not that you have to. I'm just asking. But
yeah, I don't remember. I don't know if it was 60s or 70s, but yeah, they let her go, and because I think she was tenured or wanted to be tenured. But anyway, so yeah, I just wanted to say that and to correct a white boy.
Whoa, okay. Well, now what about Scream 7, the movie? Did you see it? You and I were texting. Was it yesterday or Saturday? I was asking you about Janelle Monáe.
Yeah. You text me in the evening.
Don't snitch. Don't snitch.
No.
I'm not gonna come at her sideways, but I couldn't find what was, other than her acting. She's a decent actor. However, I watched part of a movie with her, some horror film. Let me Google it. Didn't I text you? Didn't I?
Yeah, Annabelle. Antebellum, I think that's what it was.
Antebellum. Yeah. What was up with that film? That was, I didn't get it.
I didn't watch it because I don't watch horror movies. I stopped watching horror movies at Scream 2.
Okay.
And because I was traumatized as a kid by my brother with the Freddy Krueger and Jason in the closet and stuff like that. But I stopped Scream at Scream 2, and I really don't dip too much into horror movies because I would still get scared if I'm home alone. Yeah. But with Janelle Monáe, I like her as a singer and entertainer. She's very talented, but she's making that Hollywood money, so that's her focus right now, and she has more success at it. So yeah.
I'm laughing because what you and I spoke about, I still couldn't find, the information as to why they were giving her credit. And I'm going to leave it alone. But salute to her. She's doing her thing. But that film, Antebellum, is that how you say it? I don't know. It was, it was weak. It was weak. And the reason why I even started watching that was because I watched Scream 7. And then you and I spoke, and I said, well, let me go watch this film just to make sure I'm not just hating on her. But anyway, so it was weak. But
yeah.
All right.
Okay.
What's going on your platform, The Real Dana?
Yeah, well, I did. Me and the judge did our Man Up show today.
Okay.
And, of course, talking about U.S., Iran. And subscribe to The Real Dana. And, put out content every single day.
Yeah.
So subscribe. Go live on Monday and Wednesdays.
Do you think China's going to set it off on the United States of America? What's going on?
No, because China need us. They need us as a customer. So yeah, they're probably going to tell Iran, you got to deal with that on your own. So, and then when I text you, what is it called? The Strait of Hormuz. That is the part of the canal where the imports and exports come in and out, where China would get their oil reserves, crude oil. So that is going to indirectly affect China. And remember, when Trump captured Maduro in Venezuela, he took control of Venezuela oil, which China was getting from Venezuela as well. So when you look at the chess that he's playing, he's trying to economically squeeze China or just make them feel uncomfortable to where they have to negotiate directly with us on our terms.
Can I read something to you?
Yes.
According to AI Overview, China has a larger military by total personnel and Navy ship count, while the USA maintains a stronger military and technology, air power, and global force projection. China's active forces exceed 2 million, while the U.S. has approximately 1.4 million active personnel. Though the U.S. spends significantly more on defense. I don't know.
Their military is, as far as soldiers, yes, they have more. Yeah. But do you want to go to war?
Oh, no. I'm not saying that. But I mean, I'm concerned about China because they have been over 20 years now creating suns, like the sun up above us. they have, do you know this? They've been creating suns. And I don't know with regards to, I haven't kept up with their laser technology and other things, but I'm just concerned. I'll Google China's sun, but go ahead. I just want to say that.
Yeah, no, I mean, as far as technology, I would say they are more advanced because they're doing heavy investment in the youth with technology. Yeah. So they cut out all the nonsense and, TikTok. See, we get all the nonsense when it comes to social media and TikTok. China, young people, the youth does not. They get what's going to enrich them. So they are more advanced when you talk about technology because they're preparing for the future. But
Bingo.
We don't really know. Yeah, we don't really know how strong China economy is because I always hear reports that their dollar value is not that strong. But so they have weaknesses that we can exploit. And maybe that's what Trump is trying to do. I don't know.
Can I just read one more thing to you here? According to AI Overview, China is developing artificial suns, which are advanced nuclear fusion reactors designed to replicate the sun's energy, producing the processing nuclear fusion for clean energy. Now, that just that's for PR purposes, but. If they are, and they are, I've seen some of the notes, artificial suns. Hell, they could send a sun over here, over California, and they could bring it close into California and make the temperature 500 degrees. And
I don't think so.
Well, when you get some time with.
It's a theory. It's a good theory. Well, so
no, Dan, no, it's a reality that these artificial suns. I've seen the framework. So, but maybe using them to kill people, maybe that's theory or speculation. But if they have the power to move that sun, or again, position it. That's what I'm trying to say. Position it over California, New York, DC, and have it come in closer to America. They could literally melt, 800,000 people. I just want to say that.
Well, maybe that's why they had that panda throne flying around the United States, to scour our land to see where they're going to place this sun at. So, and it and if it is for cleaner energy, did China ever fix their pollution issue that they have? Because in certain parts of China, it's nothing but a dark cloud because of the air pollution. So they need to work on that first.
Okay. I hope you're right. And I'm just being
and one last thing. If that is the case, maybe they'll do it once I'm old and gone from this earth. So it won't be my problem.
Well, according to AI Overview, since 2006, they have been developing the artificial suns. Okay. Anyway.
Well, I mean, I believe it. So, yeah.
Great to talk to you, Dana. Thank you for your support and for the text message. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.
Okay. Dana with the data. Hold on a second. This person has been on hold for a while. Area code 914. Getting ready to close the showdown. Can you watch the language, please? 914.
I got you.
Hey, who's this?
Yeah. Hey, it's Nyla. We had talked about Pam Bundy the last time I had called in. How you doing?
Right. Okay. Good to hear from you. How are you? Nyla, right?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Hey there. Where do you want to go, Nyla?
Okay, I wanted to talk about Scream 7. Can I be honest with you?
Come on.
I'm going to try not to give no spoilers, though, because I know not a lot of people probably watched it yet.
Spoil that damn thing. I don't care. Come on.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, it kind of exceeded my expectations because I was really expecting that movie to be crap.
Okay.
Honestly.
Okay.
But it was okay. I mean, it was cool. I give it like a 7 out of 10. I was really expecting it to be trash because you know how certain franchise, they just won't let it die, like Halloween.
Right.
They keep dragging it. I was like, yo, like, why are they coming out with a Scream 7? And then the storyline with Sydney and like her daughter and the new generation, like, it's just, I was just like, but it actually was better than what I thought it would have been. So I give it a 7 out of 10.
I don't remember Scream 6 and Scream 5. Maybe I saw them, but the formula is the same. You know, it's foolishness. People want to go see that type of foolishness, and it's doing great at the box office. Not that I'm saying you have to go see it, but it's total nonsense. But it worked. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I can agree with you. I don't remember Scream 3, 4, 5, and 6. I don't even remember it. They could have stopped after 2, if I'm being honest. No, it was way better.
It's making a whole lot of people money, so we're probably going to get Scream 8, Scream 9, Scream.
Oh my God!
10.
I hope not.
What's going on with Scary Movie and the Wayans brothers? Aren't they doing a new one?
Yes. Okay, now we talking. This is what I really wanted to talk about. Yo, Star, when I freaking saw that teaser before Scream, that's like really why I went to the movies, because I was like, yo, I need to see the trailer for Scary Movie 6.
Okay.
I think they making a comeback. I think it's going to be a little bit of the first movie and the second Scream the second Scary Movie put together. Like, because they got the old cast back. They got Regina Hall, they got Anna Faris back, and they got Sean Wayne back. So it's about to be a banger. I'm not going to lie. I'm glazing because I'm already knowing it's about to be really good.
Whoa.
I don't care. Like, it's going to be good. I don't care.
When was the last one in between this new one coming out? How many years ago?
They said 13 years ago. That was when the last one came out. Yeah. Oh, and guess what? They say they don't care about who feelings they're going to hurt. They coming at it hard, like with the jokes.
Well,
and I can already tell you by the teaser.
Hold on a second. Now, correct me. I don't know the full backstory. Did they lose ownership, or what happened with that franchise? I don't even know how many films they made, but supposedly the Wayans brothers, did they create this and then they lost the ownership or something? Do you know what I'm talking about? I'll Google it, but go ahead.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. So after Scary Movie 2, I think Marlon, he kind of fell back. I wouldn't say he lost it completely, but I think he let someone else take over the franchise. Like their family, they really didn't want nothing to do with that franchise. I don't know why, because it made them a lot of money. But as far as I know, he didn't have nothing to do with Scary Movie 4 and 5, from what I heard. But obviously, as you can see, he's back for Scary Movie 6, and that's why I feel like it's going to be just as good, because he's back in the franchise.
Are you,
man, I'm so excited.
Hold on. I don't mean to cut you short. Are you sure? Because you said they don't want nothing to do with it. That's not what I was reading and seeing. They were actually pretty pissed off that it had been taken from them. But do you know how many films they made? That's what I'm trying to find out here.
As far as I was reading, I believe it was up to maybe 2. 3.
If you don't know, please say I don't know.
Had nothing to do with
say
that.
I don't know if you don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Okay. Well, hey, I appreciate the call. You have a wonderful evening, okay?
You too. Thank
Bye now.
you.
Okay.